People name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hi, this is Mary with my friends at Mesquite Valley Growers. MVG has a brand new comfort-controlled tropical house full of beautiful tropical indoor plants. Green plants of every size to bring inside your home, apartment, office, even your bedroom. Mesquite Valley Growers has a solution to any space, anywhere, both inside and outside. Mesquite Valley Growers on Speedway just east of Pantano. Open 7 days a week. Mesquite Valley Growers, real experience, real nursery.
KCUV Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
Diamondbacks Download. Baseball talk.
Cats in a hurry, out of the pistol set. Monty behind Fafita. Play fake. Fafita rolling right, throws in the flat. It's caught there to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Trey Spivey, his first as a Wildcat. And Arizona up 23-0.
Yeah, another beautiful series by Arizona. That was just a play-action pass.
Trey Spivey is going to be playing his old friends on Friday night here at Arizona Stadium. Wildcats, Arizona, Kansas State, non-conference, not Big 12, but non-conference, but still the first big game of the year. And if you heard your head coach yesterday, he wants to make perfectly clear that you need to be in the house, you need to be loud. I mean, think about it from this standpoint. Because I'm trying to go back and think about last year. I mean, because the Wildcats went through that kind of that doldrum there after they started off. They won their first 2 games. Then they went to Kansas State and got housed. And then they came back, and it was kind of the start of a downtrend last year. So I don't know that there was really last year, other than obviously ASU, which is always a big game. But, you know, at that point, you're 4-7. So you're not really playing for a whole lot because you're out of bowl contention at that point. I don't know if there was really a major home game last year, a big-time home game last year where you said to yourself, man, I mean, not to say that we don't get excited about every game, because I think we do. I mean, anytime, you'll hear Danny Gonzalez say today, anytime you can go out there and play a game, you get excited about that. Anytime we can go out and cover Arizona football, we get excited about that. But there really weren't necessarily a whole lot of games of meaning last year at home, because they went to Kansas State and got their doors blown off by 24. Then they went to Utah, which is an away game, and won. So maybe that game coming back against Texas Tech last year was the game you thought, okay, yeah, this is the first real big ball game, but you lose that game by 6. Then you go to BYU and get your doors blown off. So now you've lost 3 or 4 coming home for homecoming. Homecoming always generates some excitement. Dion and company were in the house. They kicked your ass. And at that point, you're like, this is not going to be the season we thought it was going to be. So really, this game coming up Friday night, to me, is the first real big home game of the Brent Brennan era here at Arizona. And so the coach came right out and tried to set the tone. He was wearing his throwback jacket. I think he said he got that from Nancy Kincaid, who the wife of Dick Tomey, and he was ready to go. He wants you ready to go. Friday night lights. I know there's going to be still high school football happening in the area. I can't say that I like college football on Friday night because of that reason. I'm old school. I'm a traditionalist. I think football on Friday night should be for the high schools. Football on Saturday should be for the colleges. Football on Sunday and Monday should be for the professionals. I would like for us to try to keep it that way as much as possible because I don't like stealing the spotlight of the youngsters on Friday night. But it is what it is. Television dictates. This game is going to be on National Fox for a second straight year. And it's time to set the tone. This defense has showed out in the first 2 weeks of this season. Now they've got a chance against the legit quarterback to show everybody in the nation what this Arizona team is going to be all about. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I want to hear from you. How excited are you for Friday night and this opportunity on a national stage at 6 o'clock, earlier start, so you don't have to wait real late. You can leave work early. Tailgate opens at what? It's 6 hours, I think, in advance of kickoff. So the mall will be open at noon. You work a half a day, and then you're out on the mall at noon. Sunbathing, whatever you want to do. I'm sure it'll be warm enough to sunbathe. We'll be out there at 1:30, getting you ready for the game. Ready Wealth Management Arizona game day, and then at 6 o'clock, all eyes, National Fox, Friday night, all eyes on Tucson, Arizona. What do you want to show the nation this Friday night? That's the question. What do you want to show the rest of the country this Friday night?
This is your 15th?
18th season.
How many home games have been important in your 18 years of covering Arizona Wildcats football?
How many?
What percentage?
Oh, God.
Because they've had 4 winning conference seasons in that stretch.
Yeah.
4. Mm-hmm. Meaning that we're talking about meaningful home games happen, DK, when you're vying for either a South Division title,
right,
as they did, or you're vying for a major bowl, as they did 2 years ago. And I think I do not disagree with a single thing you just said. I think Arizona fans should be out in force. It's a perfect time of day. It's a Friday, early enough kickoff that nobody has to complain. There's not going to be all signs point to no 2-hour-long weather delays leading up to kickoff. And I think most of the fans I know, being around Tucson for the last 50 years, they put a lot of eggs into the basket of Arizona football in the first 3-4 games and have been disappointed more often than not in those seasons, DK. And I think it's really important to convince the students and the younger people who don't have a connection to really embrace what the coaching staff and the players are doing right now, because this is a team that you want to get behind. This is the team that plays exciting brand of football, and we're going to see, because despite what happened to Kansas State last week, that's a very good football team. That's a great football program. As far as the fans showing up, my biggest gripe is not fans showing up. My biggest gripe is looking in the third quarter and seeing the exodus of fans not remaining in their seats. Right. That looks terrible. Mm-hmm. Hopefully this Friday, it's a very competitive, high-scoring football game. Everybody's entertained, and the fans stay in their seats.
Well, and you mentioned right there at the top, how many games, and again, this is in the last 17 years, at least for me. This dates back to the 2008 season. I can think of, and let's just take Territorial Cup games out of that, because again, it's baked in. How many? I think Game Day's been here twice. I think there was a year they came when we played Oregon. I want to say, was that the year we started? Oh gosh, which it was a Stoops year. So I want to say that was probably 2009, maybe. Oregon late in the season. I think the Wildcats had a chance to. They were still in the Pac-10 at the time race. Then that's one game that comes to mind for me. I mean, outside. In fact, I would say that might be the only game that comes to mind outside of Territorial Cup games.
2009.
That Oregon game in 2009.
2009 was Oregon game day, and then again for UCLA.
And
in
what year was
2015.
15. Oh, yeah, that was the game Noah got, or not Noah. That was the game I knew got his head knocked off.
Yeah.
Yep, that game. Yeah, that was a pretty big ball game because I think they were, if I'm not mistaken, they were 3-1 or 4-1 going into that game against UCLA, coming off of the 10-4 season, and that particular, and they lost that game if I'm not correct. Did they win or lose?
I think they did lose. I'd have to go look it up.
I think they lost that game in 2015. Let me look that up for you. Yeah, but that was the game that, to me, and I've said this a million times before, that was the game to me that changed the whole trajectory of this program for the next 10 years. Because you had a quarterback in Anu Solomon who had led you to a division conference title, however you want to categorize that, as a redshirt freshman. He was supposed to be the guy for the next 3 years to take you to to take Rich Rodriguez and those squads to the promised land, and him getting knocked out of that game, which they did lose 56-30.
You know what else was 56 in that game?
Because they were 3-0. That was that changed the whole trajectory of the
UCLA scored 56 points in that game, but you know what else is 56? 56,000 people attended that game.
Yeah. That might be the last time we had that many people.
It really might be.
That's 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Might be the last time we've had a crowd that big with that much excitement at Arizona Stadium. That's a long time. A long time.
I think Coach Brennan knows exactly what he's doing in that he can talk all about wear your retro gear, get to the tailgate, have fun, but you know what what the period is on the end of that sentence? We got to do our jobs. We got to play great football. So he understands that the fans will come and stay through the third and fourth quarters when this is a U of A football team that has a chance to do something in the postseason and is, great players and fun to root for and all the right character guys and everything that they're trying to build towards. They're right in the middle of that process, DK. And I think a lot of these young players, some of the fans maybe didn't come back after last year. Maybe 2 years ago, they were all gung-ho at the end of the year. Can't wait for 2024 football. Haven't come back yet. There's a lot of young players on this roster that they should be getting excited about, and they'll find out. Those fans are going to find out from their friends at the water cooler if they haven't already, because this is not last year's team.
Not at all. Not at all. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. It was Coordinators Day, so we did not hear from Seth Daggy last week. I'm not sure. Again, it's not coordinators every single week. They'll throw other coaches in there. However, it has been Danny Gonzalez the first 2 weeks on the defensive side.
Try to keep him out of that presser.
Exactly. You're not going to keep him out of there. We'll hear some of what he said. I can't give you the entire. I think he did not. He broke it down from my understanding. I didn't get a chance to hear all of it. It wasn't maybe quite as dramatic as last week, but it was still pretty thorough. The breaking down of the defensive performance. We'll let you hear some of what he had to say. He broke down, and we'll get into this in Wildcat breakdown a little bit later with Glenn Howe, because one of the plays that stood out to me in this game, and I asked Coach Brennan about this yesterday, and you'll hear his response to it as well, because you've got Avery Johnson. Avery Johnson is a quarterback who can run the football. He can beat you with his legs, and literally the very first play of the game against Weber State, Jackson Gilkey does a zone read and beats Arizona outside for 16 yards. And my first thought is like, wow, if you're giving up 16 yards on that play to Jackson Gilkey, Avery Johnson will take that same play to the house on your ass. So you have got to contain is so key when you've got a quarterback like Avery Johnson who can run the football.
17 for 110 last year, by the way, ho-hum.
That's what he ran for?
That's what he ran for. He ran
carries,
17 times
yards.
for 110 yards.
Wow. Yeah.
And I remember, he was picking up third downs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like those runs were so vital to Kansas State. It was 31-7 was the final last year, but I recall Avery Johnson, every time they really needed his legs to get them 4, 5, 6 yards, they did.
So we'll dive into that particular play, because that was one of the plays that kind of stood out to me. It's like you got to be able to stop this zone read run, because if you can't, then you're going to be in real big trouble this Friday night against a team like Kansas State. We'll dive into that. You heard Diamondbacks download at the top. We will dive into the Diamondbacks. All of a sudden, they can't play defense. Torrey raved about how the defense. I mean, now let's go. We go back to April. They were horrible defensively in April, so it was not a very good defensive team in April. They got much better. Now it seems like as soon as he talked, because I think he talked about it last week about how the defense had improved so much since the first month of the season, and now they've essentially reverted back to their April defense. The last 2 games, it's cost them 2 big innings, and now they're back under 500 once again with a loss to Boston at home on Sunday and the first game of the 3-game series in San Francisco to the Giants last night. A 5-run 6th inning put the Snakes in a hole that they could not get out of. Game 2 of that series is tomorrow night. So we'll dive into what happened with the Diamondbacks.
Can their right fielder throw to home plate?
Can they find a dedicated first baseman on their roster? Because there's more issue with that as well today.
Yeah. Well, actually, we didn't mention this yesterday, but they had to put Tyler Locklear on the injured list, and so and again, he was the guy that was getting the bulk of the starts after the trade of Josh Naylor. So now you've got a little bit of a conundrum there in terms of who's going to be. Pavin Smith obviously is out, and so you've got to figure out who was playing there last night. I didn't even see who the first baseman was. Was it Tawa? Was he playing there when Perdomo had a difficult error in that inning where they gave up all the runs? Just couldn't get the ball out of his glove.
It says
too many
Vargas
steps and threw it. Was
in the box?
Ildemar Vargas, yeah. Which is again, that's not his natural position. So you got to figure that out going forward, because again, defense. If you play defense like they did the last 2 games, this team is not going anywhere.
Their biggest problem, and they need to correct this next year, but they got to 500.
Yeah,
that was the problem. They should never do that, because every time they do that, they go
they go right back under. It's like trying to save yourself from drowning. You get above water and then you go right back underneath the water. 520-848-1290. It is DK on the Sports Tip. JW Madden is here. Dragon Ball is here. Cricket is here. We'll also update you. We didn't talk any high school football yesterday. We'll update some of the games. Prince Road, the Battle of Prince Road Friday night. We'll talk to you a little bit about that. We'll hear some reaction from the big game. Micah Mountain and CDO last Friday night did not go well for CDO for a second straight year. You'll hear from Jay Campos and Scott McKee, their thoughts on what happened last Friday night up on the north side. Cricket right now, getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Bad collision occurred near the U of A on Campbell south to Speedway at Campbell at University Boulevard 3rd Street. Southbound traffic on Campbell approaching and passing University Boulevard 3rd Street. That is shut down. That closure, I believe, is causing it's a lot of backups on southbound Campbell approaching Speedway, also on eastbound Speedway approaching Campbell. Other collisions, Ahaway and Mission, Campbell and Grant, and also Speedway west of Country Club. 78 the low, sunny, 103 tomorrow and 103 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Discover luxury at BMW of Tucson, your premier BMW dealership. Explore our extensive inventory, lease specials, and state-of-the-art service. Visit us at the Tucson Auto Mall or at bmwoftucson.com today.
Are you ready for Friday Night Lights at Arizona Stadium? We've got a great matchup for you as Arizona football takes on Kansas State Friday night at 6. Friday night is also Retro Night. Be sure to pick up your retro gear at the campus store or inside the stadium as we celebrate Arizona football of years past and enjoy a special drone show at halftime. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287 or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. Arizona, Kansas State Friday. Bear down.
Clicks don't show the full picture, but Cumulus Digital does. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address, and our campaigns beat industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to start outperforming.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at alaskanac.com.
More fiber and laxatives, eh? Who are you? I'm future you. Future me? Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Our doctor figured it out. It's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protected by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. If you're a renter, make sure you're protected. Renter's insurance includes options that cover stolen property, personal injury, and living expenses if your place is damaged. Quote renter's insurance at progressive.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. We've got some breaking news. Breaking news. Not surprising breaking news because this is how this particular sports entity here in Tucson seems to roll. But the Tucson Sugar Skulls have fired another coach. Just in off the presses, the Sugar Skulls and head coach Billy Back have mutually agreed to part ways after 2 seasons. Sugar Skulls owner Kathy Guy says, "We appreciate the experience and determination Billy brought to the Sugar Skulls, and the team showed improvement last season. But after a 2-year evaluation, we both thought it was best to part ways. Billy is a championship coach, and we wish him all the best. With Tucson serving as host to the next 2 Indoor Football League National Championship games, the franchise has a priority to build a championship caliber club to have the opportunity to not only host, but play in the title game. Getting our team to the national championship game in the next 2 years is a high priority for us. We feel we have the resources and community and fan support to get that done." Coach Back posted an 8-24 record in his 2 seasons in Tucson. The Sugar Skulls were in playoff contention until the last few weeks of the 2025 season, but ended the year on a 3-game losing streak, finishing at 6-10. All right, so let's just evaluate this for a second. Okay, Billy Back Kathy Geis says in this press release, Billy Back was a championship coach. Dixie Wooten, who you brought in here 2 coaches ago, he was a championship coach. He had actually won a indoor football league championship with another club. Okay? So if you're bringing in all these championship coaches, but yet you can't make the playoffs, is it the coach or is it you? That's the question. Is it the coach or is it the organization? Because the Sugar Skulls have not been good now. What is this going? They've been, 6 years now? And they've been to the playoffs twice. And I don't think they've won a playoff game at all during the time that they've been here. So now we're back to square one yet again. In like she said, this is there were 3,400, 3,500 people, I think, that showed up for the national championship game. We had the commissioner on here. He talked highly of Tucson and all of that, but I can't imagine they were real happy with that attendance number.
Sioux Falls, they lost in the first year, 2019. Then they lost to Northern Arizona in 2022 and lost to the Bay Area in 2023. So, 0-3 in the playoffs.
Yeah, no playoff wins and not a lot of winning from your Tucson Sugar Skulls. So they will be looking for another head coach. This will be, let's see, 1, 2, 5. Yeah, 5th head coach.
Marcus Coleman, Dixie Wooten, Curtis Chin, Billy Back.
Yep, there you go. All not able to take this franchise to heights.
Dragon Ball, what are you doing next year?
Can you coach indoor football, Dragon Ball?
I know the facilities. I mean, I work there, so that wouldn't be necessarily too hard of a...
I know you live, breathe, and eat football, so...
See, here's the thing, though, is I would have a difficult time adjusting to the linebacker rules in arena football because of that little box that the linebacker's not allowed to leave. I would have to learn Arena Football League rules, and much like other worlds of football, college, professional, what have you, those rules seem to be changing consistently, so I'd have to maybe do a little bit of research, and then after the test is changed, because they'll change it before I can apply, I'll probably have to go ahead and be like, yeah, maybe I can go in. I can be an assistant, but I probably couldn't be a head coach for you.
520-848-1290. All right, if you are a Sugar Skulls fan, I think I was at 2 of the home games this year. They lost both of those. If you go to games, what is your opinion of what's happening with this organization? I'd like to know, because they can't seem to figure it out.
So you said they were 3 games out of the playoffs
near the end. Yeah, they were in it.
3 to go.
They were in it. Yeah,
How
they were
bad
in it right
was
till the end.
Their division.
Yeah, they
finished
if they had finished 8-8, they could have. And it was Las Vegas. They were chasing, and Vegas made the championship game.
Yeah, that's true.
I think 2 weeks till the second to last week.
That's right. Yeah,
they still had a chance.
Yeah,
they still had a chance, but could not get in. So there you go. All right, time now for our BetMGM Network top plays of the day. So last night, they told us to take the Phillies over the Mets. I'm sorry, last night they told us to take the Mets over the Phillies. This was a great game in the city of brotherly love.
Well, if they weren't on their feet, they're being lifted up right now. 40,300 and change. Duran, he's ready to go. And the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. And the Phillies have shut out the Mets 1-0 in Game 1 of this 4-game series.
Phillies about to put the lockdown on the National League East Division at 84-60 with an 8-game lead now over the New York Mets. So that did not pan out. The Mets over the Phillies on the money line last night was a loser. So we have now lost 6 in a row. 6 in a row in our BetMGM Network top plays. We have fallen to 21-35, 14 games under 500. So what are they telling us tonight? Let's go back to the well again.
I'm Chelsea Messenger, helping you beat the books with the BetMGM network. Play of the day is the Mets on the money line over the Tigers at -140. Mets starting pitcher Nolan McLean has been incredible since coming to the big leagues, posting a 3-0 record with a .89 ERA. The Tigers are one of the best teams in baseball, but over the last month, it's been the Mets with the much better offense. New York has the second best batting average as a team in the big leagues in August. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app. Please gamble responsibly.
Now, Chelsea had that wrong. It's actually the Mets and the Phillies again tonight. I think she said the Tigers.
Yeah.
If I heard that correctly, it's the Mets and the Phillies again tonight. And so tonight we're taking the Phillies over the Mets at -135 with is it Ranger or Ranger Suarez on the mound. 11-6 with a 2.89 earned run average. So there you go. We're going back to the well in Philadelphia tonight. Perhaps we'll get a win and get off of this schneid of having lost 6 in a row. We are darn near now close to $170 in the hole.
You know, I've met tens of thousands of people in my life, and I've never met a Ranger.
No. No, there's no Ranger, but then again, I have seen many Sheens rather than Seans.
Sheen, yeah.
Is it? It's not Sheen Mania.
No, it's Sean Mania.
Yeah.
Sean Mania. But I have seen people who have it spelled like Sean. And, oh no, it's actually Sheen.
Yeah.
Where's the H in your name? Oh, there's no H. It's just how that's how it's pronounced. It's like, okay, cool. That's gonna be complicated.
Everybody's got to be unique.
Yep,
it's important.
All right, we did not get a chance last week to hear from the offensive coordinator for your Arizona football team, Seth Dagey. So let's hear from him and what he's thought this offense has been about in the first 2 games. Seth Dagey today met the media and discussed the offense's performance in this 2-0 start to the season.
The first game, I was a little bit frustrated on how we played in the second half, because I felt like there was a little bit of a lull. We had like 17 points in like 23 plays, and I could be wrong on that, but it was something like that. So, Danny gave us the ball on short fields, so I felt like we did a good job of executing in the first half. And then the second half, I felt like, after halftime, we kind of relaxed. We came out, scored right out of the gate, and then relaxed, and that's just not the standard that I want to set. That's not the type of offense I want to be. I want to step, on people's throats. And then last weekend, I thought we were way more explosive. I thought we had more opportunities to be explosive. Like I said, I felt like that first game we were on short fields, so the calls were a little bit different. This game we got a chance to get in a rhythm early. I still wish we could have finished a little bit better. My standard is extremely high. Those kids know that. So, but I was really proud of the way they played. I thought both games, the effort has been tremendous. The intention has been tremendous. We just got to make sure that when it's time to finish, that we finish.
Michael and Brian, where did you think that Noah made the most growth from week 1 to week 2?
Yeah, I think it's you guys know this. Playing quarterback's the toughest position to play in all sports because you don't see everything. And when things aren't going great, it's always your fault. And that's part of playing the position. Was it all his fault? No. There was MAs all over the place. Was there times that it was his fault early in that first game? Yeah, his eyes progression was fast. He missed throws he doesn't normally miss. I thought his feet were a little happy at times. But the greatest thing about him is he owned it. After the game on Weber, like I told you, I was a little bit disappointed in the way we finished. And he came up to me and said, "Coach, that's on me." And right then I knew, that just told me everything. I mean, I already knew the kid, I already knew who he was and what he's about, but it was like, okay, he is a real one. And so he took a lot of ownership of that first game of how that's not the standard of play he wants to play at, but he also took the accountability and owned it, fixed it going into that next week and played pretty elite, and I think there's a few throws he'd like to have back, a few reads he'd like to have back, but missed 5 throws all game, and a couple of them could have been caught, right? And then he had a couple really, really impressive scrambles. I thought, to me, he's a little bit different than he was last year on his feet when he decides he wants to use it, so that's going to be another advantage to his game. But I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of the way he responded. I'm proud of the way he prepped. He prepped really hard. And then, I think it's, for a guy like Noah, where he does put so much work into his preparation in the week, that sometimes, like, you just got to encourage him, man, go let it loose. Because I think guys get so bottled up. I'm one of them, and especially when I was playing, man, I always felt like I was the most prepared on the field. There was nobody that was more prepared than me. But then you got to go let it loose. You got to go play. And I thought he did a great job of that on Saturday.
All right, Seth Dagey, the offensive coordinator for your Arizona Wildcats. And look, he didn't say anything that I didn't say last week. I mean, again, Noah did not play all that well in the game against Hawaii. And it was clear, very clear. But Noah's the kind of kid that's going to go to work. He's going to go to work. Like Coach said there, that was on me. I can say that. But Noah knows that he didn't play well. I don't have to tell Noah Fafita that. He knows he didn't play well that Hawaii game. But he went to work and he got better against, again, a lesser opponent than what we saw in game 1. But they were more crisp in their operation, and that's what we wanted to see. And credit Seth again for giving him, and I asked Brent about this yesterday. I said, and Brent said, hey, we give him a game plan every week to be successful. But I think what they did differently on Saturday was they gave Noah a game plan where he could get involved early and get that confidence, which I don't think is what they did for him. And I'll go back to the first play of the game. The first play of the game, I loved it, and I don't know if I think I tweeted about it, but maybe not. I'll do so coming up here in the next couple of days. But the first offensive play of the game, Noah goes back, read it perfectly. You have a quick slant. I've been talking about I want quick slants. I want opportunities for Noah to get the ball out of his hands 5 to 7 yards. Not everything has to be deep. Now, they later went deep, and they scored on a couple of deep plays, but let him get comfortable with some things that are shorter. And they first play, they ran Nunu on a little bit of a slant. The linebacker blitzed. Noah read that well. The safety stayed high, and he knew exactly where to go with the football. Get it into Nunu's hands. And as we saw, Nunu, if you give him the ball in space, he's going to get you tremendous yak. I mean, the yak for the Wildcats in that game was off the charts. That's all you got to do is give these. If you got all these speedy guys, was what we heard about all summer long. We went out and recruited all this speed at wide receiver. Then get the speed, the ball where they can get you all kinds of yak. And I felt like they did that on Saturday.
Get them the ball where they're going to be, in space, where we can run into it and then create that yak. Yeah, I think that's the biggest issue. I think last year with Noah is that if he wasn't just staring directly at T-Mac, a little bit of underthrow, like a little bit of putting those wide receivers in maybe a little bit of a more precarious position to come back. But yes, like Saturday's game, guys, even after the 2-hour delay, like it seemed like he was really leading his receivers exactly where they needed to get the ball, where they were running to and running right into those catches. That's why you saw so many, yard after the catch, and that especially that big scoring play in the opening drive, because you hit them with the slants enough, and they got to come up, and then that'll be open. And with speed, speed kills.
Wyatt Thompson will join us coming up a little bit later. He is the play-by-play man for the Kansas State Wildcats. We've talked to Wyatt before. We'll get his thoughts on this year's Wildcat team, the Purple Cats, and their loss to Army at home. Also, Glenn Howe will join us in the 5 o'clock hour. We'll break down Arizona Wildcat football like we do every Tuesday here on the show. DK on the Sports Tip, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Cricket is getting home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Bad collision occurred near the U of A on Campbell Avenue south of Speedway. Southbound Campbell approaching and passing University Boulevard. 3rd Street, travel there closed. You could try Tucson Boulevard instead. There are some southbound backups, though, on Tucson Boulevard approaching 6th Street. Other collisions, Speedway west of Country Club, Grant and Campbell, and also Ahaway and Mission. 78 will be the low, sunny 103 tomorrow, and 104 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. Cumulus digital campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by over 25%. You're not average, and your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to leave average behind.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no. How bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Join David Kelly this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards for Wild Card Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. Catch all the action this Wednesday, 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway just east of Craycroft, with Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, she's inside. Are you good?
Yeah, it's just, she's my baby girl, you know?
I do, and ceramic coating was a good choice.
She's beautiful.
Yep, I know.
Recon Auto Detailing. Enhance or restore your baby to her former glory with paint recondition, ceramic coating, paint protection, tinting, and more for full protection of your vehicle inside and out. New cars, old cars, we love them all. Recon Auto Detailing, 3829 North Oracle Road, Tucson. ReconDetail.com.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Whether you're new to Arizona or you've been driving here for decades, we all share the same roads and the same extreme driving conditions like extreme Arizona heat, extremely large potholes, some extremely flooded roads, and there's always extremely distracted drivers, pedestrians, and that guy who drives a scooter backwards into oncoming traffic. You're driving in the world's largest video game, stopping, starting, turning, heating up, and cooling down. And that's just your afternoon commute. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 award-winning locations have been helping drivers just like you get home safely for over 60 years. With top-quality tire brands, no hidden extras, and one low price. Jack Furrier has everything you need to stay in the game, like wheel alignments, batteries, brakes, air conditioning, service at prices that won't break the bank. Ask a neighbor or friend about Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's friendly service, or stop by, make an appointment online, or call ahead to the local's choice. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
This is Andrew Bogish with a Sports Minute sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. Obviously, Lamar Jackson and DeAndre Hopkins were the victims Sunday night in Buffalo. Fans should never strike players, but I'd still give the Ravens QB a nominal fine for shoving that man in retaliation. It's still fair to ask players to walk away from those situations. I'm Andrew Bogish.
Sports fans, listen up. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer, and bladder leaks can be a side effect. That's why Depend is teaming up with the Prostate Cancer Foundation to encourage screening. Because health is a long game, and it's yours to win. Now here's the cool part. Through November, Depend is contributing up to $300,000 to prostate cancer research by donating 25 cents for every purchase of Depend shields, guards, and Real Fit products. Void in Mississippi. Learn more at Depend.com.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. With a huge variety of metals in stock, we can help no matter what job comes your way. And all it takes is a few clicks. We make buying metal online easy, so you can spend less time shopping and more time getting things done. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for metal. Place an order online today at metalsupermarkets.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Monday Night Football put a cap on week 1 of the National Football League season. A couple of young quarterbacks in Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy. And things did not go well early for J.J. McCarthy.
Shotgun formation for J.J. McCarthy. Runs up, says something to his center. Play clock at 2, 3rd and 8. Shotgun snap, running back block, far sideline throw, it's picked off on the play, it's right down the sideline, the 50, chase to the 40, sideline 30, he's at the 20, far sideline 10, foot race 5, touchdown, Chicago, a pick 6. Nashawn Wright picks up the pass from J.J. McCarthy and goes back the other way.
Nashawn Wright, 74-yard interception return. So the Bears led 17-6. Their defense was really playing well, but J.J. McCarthy woke up in the fourth quarter of this game. He would throw a 13-yard touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson to cut the deficit to 17-12. They would take the lead with about little under 10 minutes to go. He would hit Aaron Jones for 27 yards. And then late, JJ would seal it with his legs.
Thielen in motion. Shotgun snap to the quarterback. He fakes it. He'll run it himself. Over the right tackle, the 10. Got a block at the 5. Sideline, pylon, touchdown. J.J. McCarthy with a touchdown run of 14 yards. This quarterback in his NFL debut is doing it all.
The numbers don't stand out. I mean, he was only 13 of 20, 143 yards, but he did throw the 2 touchdowns. Again, it's what you do late in the National Football League. It's what you do in the fourth quarter when the game is on the line. So, yeah, incredibly not so good for the first 3 quarters, but very good to win a football game in his first career start in the fourth quarter.
NFL, college, high school, junior high, and under. It doesn't matter what level you're talking. It doesn't matter how ugly you are to start a game, Dragon Ball. What matters, the names we all think of as the greats in NFL history are the ones who can shake off a pick 6 like that, keep their head in the game, and find a way to will their team to win down the stretch.
Yeah, and the biggest thing about it is we're talking about guys that know how to finish. I mean, the Bears started off so fantastically, opening drive touchdown. You think to yourself, oh, the offense, maybe they finally figured it out. Caleb Williams is going to be a star. And then just the rocket balls that just consistently left Caleb's hand, where he's putting way more juice on it than he should. Not enough touch. Just a lot of balls that just should have been catchable that weren't because Caleb overthrew his guys. And that's going to be something to go ahead and monitor for the rest of that young man's career, because a lot of people are wondering, is he going to get the nerves under control? And McCarthy had the nerves in the fourth quarter. Caleb Williams did not.
Looked good for sure, did the young J.J. McCarthy in his first start. All right, in case you had not heard, we are the official Southern Arizona home of the Carolina Panthers this year. Carolina Panthers football all season right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. We had our first game on Sunday. Did not go well for the teal and blue, or teal and black, I should say. Losing 26-10 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Good debut, though, for Tetroa McMillan, Arizona football class of 2024. 5 catches, 68 yards in his debut. Let's hear from the head coach. This was on the first Panther Talk that we aired last night. Panther Talk airs every Monday right after the Brent Brennan Show here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Here's what the head coach, Dave Canales, said on the Coaches Show about Tetro McMillan's first game.
I thought he played fast. I thought he looked very comfortable out there one-on-one outside. We moved him around a little bit, and he showed an ability to be able to handle that. He and Bryce were on the same page timing-wise. So I was really pleased with the way he played. I'd love for him to come up with the big touchdown in the end zone, shot down the field, but he ran a beautiful route on it. And he really gave us a chance to have some explosives down the field and to just have a consistent target.
And Tetro McMillan spoke to the media after his first NFL game. Let's hear from the Arizona Wildcat alum on how he felt out there getting his first run in the National Football League.
It wasn't good enough. That's all I can say. I made some plays, but at the end of the day, I wanted to win. So I didn't do enough to make sure that happened.
Tell us about the deep throw. You got one hand on it. Just tell us how that play went, what you thought. You feel like you should have had it, or?
As far as, what you mean? You asking if I caught it? Yeah, I caught that.
Not that one, the other one.
Okay.
The touchdown with Campbell.
Oh, yeah, man. That's just me. I just got to, opportunity came my way. I just got to go out there and make a play. Bryce threw a good ball, so at the end of the day, I got to come down with it.
On the replay, it looked like he had your arm, though, too. Like, did he kind of have you locked up on that? Would it have been almost next to impossible to make that?
Nah, I feel like, that's a routine catch for me. So, I feel like I've had better coverages with our guys in practice. So, like I said, that's something that I got to make. And, next time the opportunity comes, I'm going to make it.
You've talked a lot, Justin, about your confidence playing at a high level in college and high school. Did it feel like this was just the next step, that the game wasn't too fast, or it didn't look like it, but how did you feel?
Football is still football at the end of the day. Obviously, the league is, everybody is good. The game's faster, more physical, but try to not make it, bigger than it actually was. And I feel like I'm confident in my preparation that I've had these last few months, and the DB core on our team has been pushing me to make sure that I'm ready for anything that gets thrown my way. So I feel like that game was a lot easier than I expected.
T-Mac, from an anticipation throw to catch standpoint, it seems like the ball is getting out fast, maybe faster than you might have been used to at the college level. What's the adjustment there for you?
I'll just get my head around quicker. Really, just always make sure I'm in the right spot when I'm supposed to be there. So just being able to build trust with Bryce so that he can trust in me and anticipate throws like that. So just got to get my head around and catch the ball.
What have the conversations been like between you and your teammates and Bryce about the game and kind of how to move on?
Oh, man, we just the beautiful thing about it is we get to come in today and go over what we did wrong, what we did right, and we get to come in and correct it, and we just get better as the days go on. So we just continue to stack days and get ready for Arizona coming up.
How much urgency is there to kind of get that offense going quicker out of the gate for week 2? Offense, we got to come out swinging. We got to be the tone setters. Ultimately, we just got to finish drives. That's about it. We got to make the plays when the opportunity comes, and just make it easier on Bryce and make it easier on the play callers as well. So just being able to come out strong is a big one.
You got a PI. You could clearly say you caught the ball. Do you remember the play? Can you take us through the play?
I'm pretty sure the play was designed for me. Bryce threw the ball even while he was getting hit, and he just put in a spot where I can grab it. So ultimately, I just try to make the play that I can make. So just make Bryce's job easier. That's about it.
What do you look forward to going back to Arizona?
Man, getting our first W of the season.
All right, that was T-Mac after his first game in the National Football League. Looking forward to just getting back and getting a W, I should say, this Sunday at State Farm Stadium against the Cardinals.
That was the best answer.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to about your trip back to Arizona? Getting a win.
Getting a win.
Just getting a win.
Getting a win. It's going to be tough. Not going to be easy against the Cardinals, who had a pretty good start to their season, beating the Saints.
You think the
on
Cardinals
Sunday.
cornerbacks can cover him better than his own quarterbacks do in practice?
Him versus Will Johnson? Come on now.
After that hit Will Johnson had in that Saints game, I'm looking at T-Mac and I'm saying, hey, you better be ready because Will Johnson, that's a Michigan kid. He takes bulletin board material and eats it for breakfast. He's looking for it. He's going to look for it now.
T-Mac versus Will Johnson. I don't know if there's a better matchup of rookies in week number 2. Wide receiver, cornerback anyway. I'm really looking forward to that. I think I'm 90% sure I'm going to the game on Sunday up in Glendale. So.
What is the 10?
The 10?
Unforeseen circumstances.
Traffic.
Yeah, exactly.
Tire.
We're planning to go. We're
Traffic
planning to
or
go.
a tire.
We haven't gotten the tickets yet. So until you get the tickets, you're not really going.
There's 5% right there. I got to get the ticket before it sells out.
Exactly. We haven't gotten the tickets yet.
When was the last time you bought tickets from a guy in an overcoat and dark glasses outside the stadium?
A long time ago. Yeah, I haven't bought scalp tickets from anybody in a long time.
They do the digital tickets now where they give you the QR code. It's hard to do that now.
Yep, absolutely. DK on the sports tip. Dragon Ball is here. He's got everything happening in sports in Southern Arizona as well as sports around the world.
Arizona football gets another shot at Kansas State this season and their dual threat quarterback Avery Johnson. And while the first 2 games had similar style quarterbacks, the Cats didn't see too much of a running threat from the quarterbacks for both Hawaii and Weber State. But defensive coordinator Danny Gonzalez knows Johnson is a different kind of beast.
Avery Johnson is dangerous. We've got to keep him. And he's not only dangerous running his own read. I mean, they've got the bash counter. They've got all those different quarterback runs. But if you lose integrity in your rush lanes, which we did a couple times last year, that dude's going to get vertical on you and hurt you right away. So it's a tenfold process of how can you be great on defense, of taking care of everything and not now. I mean, you see the belief that they have. We got to continue to build on that and correct the minor things. But Avery Johnson is a triple threat quarterback. Well, I mean, he can run, he can throw, and he can break plays and hurt you with his feet.
Again, reminder, the game is set for Friday. Kickoff expected to be around 6 p.m. The Diamondbacks end up dropping the series opener against the Giants in a pivotal series of wild card hopefuls. San Francisco launched 5 home runs to beat the Diamondbacks. But on top of that loss, the Diamondbacks also announced that Tyler Locklear will be heading to the 10-day injured list, officially making it so the team has no primary first baseman on the active roster. Game 2 today is set for about 6:45 this afternoon. Eagles star defensive tackle Jalen Carter will, in fact, not miss any games following his spitting incident against the Cowboys on Thursday. The NFL announced that because Carter was ejected at the start of the game, the ejection serves as his 1-game suspension. Carter will forfeit his Week 1 game check, but will be ready to go ahead and take on the Chiefs in a Super Bowl rematch.
DK, he spits after the first snap, and he sits out next game.
He spits after the kickoff, and that's okay. He's suspended. That was a suspension.
And we take our spitting seriously in the National Football League.
Clearly. And that's your 2020 Sports Update from Wildcats Radio 1290.
The jungle has moved to afternoon, so grab your best Tucson tuxedo and join us on the Jim Rome Show weekdays from noon till 3 p.m. right here on the flagship home of your Arizona Wildcats, Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Earlier collision that occurred on Campbell Avenue, south of Speedway at University Boulevard, 3rd Street. That collision has cleared, but a lot of residual slowdowns in the area. Busy travel both directions on Speedway between Euclid Avenue and Campbell, and also slowing on Euclid Avenue between Speedway and 6th Street. Nighttime road work on Swan, south of River at the Rito. Crews work from 8 in the evening until 7 the following morning. 78 the low, 103 sunny tomorrow, and 103 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up with science.
You mean they don't use yesterday's newspaper?
No. know. They use the latest in technology and innovation to eliminate bugs, bees, termites, weeds, and more.
So no as seen on TV salt guns?
Nope. Only solutions that target insect biology, using chemistry to help protect the environment, people, and their pets.
You are so smart.
Essential Pest Control leaves bugs belly up. Call 886-3029 or visit essentialpest.com.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats radio broadcast. Two powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
Are you ready for Friday Night Lights at Arizona Stadium? We've got a great matchup for you as Arizona football takes on Kansas State Friday night at 6. Friday night is also Retro Night. Be sure to pick up your retro gear at the campus store or inside the stadium as we celebrate Arizona football of years past and enjoy a special drone show at halftime. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287 or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. Arizona, Kansas State Friday. Bear down.
Proof Artisanal Pizza and Pasta, featuring delicious handcrafted pizza specialties like Polynesian pie, buffalo chicken, veggie pie, pesto chicken, baked potato, mushroom, and artichoke, just to name a few. Hungry yet? Try their handcrafted pastas, carbonara rustico, Feelin' Blue, chicken piccata, green machine. The list goes on. Proof offers pizza and pastas in gluten-free or vegan options. Want more? Proof's Artisanal Pizza and Pasta also has amazing entrees like salmon, mushroom risotto, lasagna, New York strip, and cioppino. Lunch specials noon to 3 and happy hour every day from 3 to 6. Discounted drinks, savory apps, and you guessed it, pizza. Proof Artisanal Pizza and Pasta at the southeast corner of River and Campbell in the St. Philip's Plaza or online at prooftucson.com.
And this Friday, we have a sweet deal for you from Proof Artisanal Pizza and Pasta. You can get a $50 gift certificate for just $25. And this sweet deal will go on sale this Friday morning at 8:30 at WildcatsRadio1290.com.
The NFL season is rolling, and every touchdown can bring you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, score over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 1290WILDCAT. That's code 1290WILDCAT to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first $5 bet. Plus, over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 and over. Arizona only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Hour number 2 of our show today. Full show today, full show tomorrow. Now, don't forget tomorrow, we are going to be out at Showtime Cards. A great thing we've got starting this month, and we'll be out at Showtime Cards. Generally, it's going to be the first Wednesday of every month. From 3 to 6, it's called Wild Card Wednesdays. Wild Card Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what you might pull out of that box of cards, whether you're into football, baseball, basketball, soccer, of course, MMA. They have their own trading cards now. Comics, of course, Pokemon, Star Wars, anything in between. Showtime's Cards has something for every collector. So catch all the action tomorrow, 3 to 6, DK on the Sports Tip, live at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway. It's just east of Craycroft. Again, we are going to be there. I believe it's the first Wednesday, generally the first Wednesday of every month, but obviously the first Wednesday of September was a holiday week, so we will get things started out at Showtime Cards tomorrow from 3 to 6. And then next week, is it next week? Yeah, next week, guys, is going to be U of A Basketball Media Day. We're going to be live at McHale Center for that next week, next Wednesday.
It happened so fast. Is Ash a man yet? Because I feel like that dude's perpetually 10 years old. So, like, it's not, first of all, it's Pokemon, right?
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I say Pokemon.
Well, everybody says that. I am way too old. I'm way too old. Pokemon came after, when I was well in my mid-20s and hanging out on campus. I wasn't worried about that kind of stuff. But Ash is the main character, DK, and he's a kid, right?
Yes.
And he doesn't age.
So they've started up a new Pokemon series, and Ash is no longer the main character. He's officially graduated. We are no longer with Ash Ketchum and his journeys throughout the Pokemon world.
It's actually a dark story,
idea what they're
DK.
talking about right now.
It's very much like, it's a lot like Hansel and Gretel, where like their parents just sent him out in the forest.
Pretty much.
Same story. His mom, he's like 10 years old, and his mom's just like, go out in the world.
You have this one little yellow rat that can make electrical currents, and that is your only form of defense.
Many memes have come from
yes,
that.
Yes. Many
now,
memes.
was Pokemon, wasn't that thing people were doing like about 10 years ago where they were walking around parks looking for stuff?
Yes, Pokemon.
That's the
Pokemon
digital
Go,
version Go,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Like, is
that's
that
on
still a thing?
phones.
It's still a thing, yeah.
I still see pictures of people with like 50 phones.
They
like
go out
in some
and
kind of
collect it
contraption
and
out in front
everything,
of them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's still a big audience for Pokemon Go, including my girlfriend. She's still very much dedicated to it.
So do you guys go out and do that?
She
or-
does.
She
I do
does.
not. I have
So where
fully
does she
left
go?
Pokemon.
Like, is there a place, like, are there different places around town you can go do that?
Every
or-
time we go into a parking lot, she pulls out the phone and says, "What's in the parking lot?" Every time we have parked when we drive, she is always looking. And when she is the passenger and I'm the driver, she will occasionally just look as we're driving through.
It's just like a super FOMO thing, DK, where it's one of those deals where if she doesn't, and that parking lot had the rarest of the rare things, then she would not be happy with herself.
Yes.
So
And
she
what was
has
the other thing that was kind of big? It was like it was not Pokemon, but like people would hide artifacts and stuff, and you could like you could find out like what if there was like somebody might have a bottle with a note in it or something that was in a location.
Yeah,
and that was kind of big, like
scavenger
10 years
hunt
ago.
type of stuff. Yeah, has been going.
What was that called? Do you remember what that was called?
I don't recall
I don't
that one
remember that
specifically.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, Pokemon. There you go. Come on out to Showtime Cards and see us. And again, next Wednesday, Arizona Basketball Media Day. We're really looking forward to this. We're going to be out at McHale Center from 3 to 6 for that event next week. We'll have all the guys. We interviewed Braden Burries. If you missed our interview with Braden Burries from Monday, which was yesterday, our interview with him yesterday, you can head on over to our website, wildcatsradio1290.com. Check out what Braden Burries had to say. He is from San Bernardino. Don't call it, nobody from San Bernardino calls it San Berdue. In fact, apparently only people from outside of San Bernardino call it San Berdue. We talked about that and a bunch of other stuff with Braden Burries. So check that out, as well as download our app. You can get it on our app.
While you're talking Arizona basketball, we did have news today released is the Big 12 Big Monday schedule.
Right.
Arizona's playing 3 games. They've announced 7. So the 26th of January, it's going to be Arizona at BYU. That's the first Big Monday game of the year. Kansas at Texas Tech is the next one. Then Arizona at Allen Fieldhouse, February 9th versus Kansas. Houston, Iowa State, February 16th. February 23rd is Houston at Kansas. Back-to-back for the, 3-time defending champion Cougars now. And then finally, March 2nd, the Cyclones coming to McHale Center. So Arizona gets 3
rematch.
of the 7. I'm sorry, 3 of the 6 big Monday games for Big 12 this year.
So right now, those are the only 3 conference games we know.
Yes.
In terms of the dates. We know Arizona, BYU on the 26th, Arizona, Kansas on the 9th. They went late last year. So that's 2 years in a row we're going to Kansas. We don't know if they're coming here yet, if that's going to be a home and home this year.
They released the pod system. They released the opponents that Arizona would be playing against like 2 months ago. We just don't have the full schedule of the dates that those teams will be playing.
All right, maybe we will have that before next Wednesday when we are at McHale Center for Arizona basketball.
Wednesday.
Or on
One
Wednesday.
would hope.
On
Yeah,
Wednesday,
I mean that would be
exactly.
good timing by the front office of the Big 12.
Yeah, let's because I'd like to know. I got stuff to schedule. I'd like to know when the games are going to be and when we're playing. Right now, all we have is the non-conference schedule for Arizona basketball, and the season opener again. Red Blue game will be on October the 3rd. That's going to be a Friday night, my birthday weekend. So bring presents to the Red Blue game. I'll accept those. And then the season opener is going to be a month later on November the 3rd. That will be in Las Vegas against the defending national champion Florida Gators in the Hall of Fame Series Las Vegas. Wildcats are playing in a couple of Hall of Fame. Actually, they're playing in 3 Hall of Fame series this weekend or this year. They're playing in the one in Las Vegas. That'll be a game against Florida. They'll play in one against Los Angeles. That'll be the contest against UCLA. And then they'll play in the game in Phoenix again this year, and San Diego State will be the opponent for that one. So all kinds of good stuff.
I mean, Florida and UConn, it's pretty easy to argue, are the 2 best programs in the last 10 years, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, at least most recently. Florida, obviously, maybe not 10 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
But having those 2 teams on your non-conference schedule, along with, obviously, the Bruins, or they're also playing against this year, and Alabama, I mean, they've got a crazy non-conference schedule, as usual.
Going to be fun. Going to be fun to watch the Wildcats again and get a chance to see what these young freshmen can do. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program this day. Today in sports history, do you know what happened 60 years ago today?
Well, I do because I'm looking right at my screen.
Okay, so I'll ask Dragon Ball because he probably doesn't know. Do you know what happened, Dragon Ball, 60 years ago today?
60 years ago today?
Yeah.
Give him a small hint. I'll give him a small hint.
Yeah.
It's DK's favorite sport.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. It's got to be. So it's baseball. It's got to be baseball.
It's
unless
baseball.
we're talking tennis.
It's
and
baseball.
60 years,
Okay.
right?
60 years ago today. Let's
60 years.
Let's just let Dragon Ball
1965,
and
right?
the listeners hear
65.
what happened 60 years ago today, because no one can bring it to you better than this late great broadcaster can.
Sandy backs off, mops his forehead, runs his left index finger along his forehead, dries it off on his left pants leg. All the while, Keene just waiting. Now Sandy looks into his windup, and the 2-1 pitch to Keene. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. It is 9:46 p.m. 2-2 to Harvey Keene. 1 strike away. Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. A perfect game. On the scoreboard in right field, it is 9:46 p.m. in the city of the Angels, Los Angeles, California. And a crowd of 29,139 just sitting in to see the only pitcher in baseball history to hurl 4 no-hit, no-run games. He has done it 4 straight years, and now he capped it on his 4th no-hitter. He made it a perfect game. And Sandy Koufax, whose name will always remind you of strikeouts, did it with a flourish. He struck out the last 6 consecutive batters. So when he wrote his name in capital letters in the record books, that K stands out even more than the OUFAX.
The legendary Hall of Famer Vin Scully on the call 60 years ago tonight in Los Angeles when Sandy Koufax beat the Chicago Cubs 1-0 with a perfect game.
Fans do you suppose claim they were there?
We had that conversation a couple weeks ago, right?
Because only 29,000 people attended,
Yes.
but I guarantee you it's well over 100, 200,000 people say that
I was shocked when
they
I
were
saw
there
that number. There were only 29,000 people there that night.
Right?
Just the 6th perfect game at that time since the turn of the century. That would have been the 20th century, meaning 1900. Sandy Koufax with 14 strikeouts on that September 9th night back in 1965. 520-848-1290. If you were one of those 100,000 people J-Dub was talking about that was there that night at Dodger Stadium, would love to hear from you. Cricket was not there on September the 9th, 1965. Have you ever heard of Sandy Koufax?
I think so.
Yeah?
Probably.
Great baseball player.
Yeah, probably you
I don't
guys.
know that I've ever met. I think we talked about this yesterday in terms of names. I don't know that I've ever met anybody else named Koufax, like that has that last name.
It's a very unique last name.
Yeah, very unique last name for sure. Vin Scully with that call. Cricket is here, and I hear you got something sweet in your pockets.
A couple.
Sweet. Oh, you got two things sweet.
I do.
For the listeners out there today. What do you got? What do you got going on over there, Cricket?
Well, we've got 2 sweet deals coming up on Friday, one for entertainment, one for some food. Our sweet deals on Friday, the first one from Proof Artisanal Pizza and Pasta.
Oh, that's my neighborhood.
Have you been there?
I've been there. I've been to Proof.
It's good. Oh,
you don't remember the story? Like the first, I think it was the first Sunday I had off after I left the TV station before I started here. My wife and I went to Proof, and I got something, an adult beverage, and then the guy 20 minutes later said, "Oh, we made an extra one. Do you want this one too?" So they
we love them.
Exactly, we love Proof because they just give us. I've been there 2 or 3 times where they've just handed me an extra drink because they overmade one and they needed somebody to take it.
From a bartender's perspective, there's nothing more painful though than pouring alcohol down the drink.
Yeah.
It's like if there's an order that's mixed up and you make 2 by mistake, and there's somebody who will you have to.
So we love it at Proof. Absolutely. They're at Kimball and River Road. They do brunch, lunch, dinner, and apparently really delicious cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
That sweet deal on Friday from Proof. You pay $25, but you'll get $50 to spend. And our second sweet deal, it is the Chicano Vibes Festival. And that is happening September 27th. And it's going to be, they're celebrating the whole Chicano culture. It's a 2-day festival. And again, that's the Chicano Vibes Festival. You get 2 tickets for that event for only $20 instead of $40. And that's happening at 8:30 Friday morning, WildcatsRadio1290.com.
There you go. So 2 sweet deals. We've got Chicano Vibes Festival. There's going to be all kinds of good food down there, I'm sure, as well as the great food and drinks that you can get at Proof Artisanal. Say that word 10 times fast.
I can't.
Artisanal.
Be very careful.
Artisanal, yeah.
So for the past 5 years, I've parked in the back.
Yeah, what happened today?
And today I parked in the front.
Why?
Oh, why?
Because last night, Cricket, when I went out to my car, a large bunny rabbit jumped out from underneath the engine. And if you remember, guys, this is what caused Cricket's $1,600 worth of repairs.
Oh, wow.
Apparently, guys, you better be careful parking back, especially in the back there, because I've seen a lot of babies as well. So
was it a rabbit that ate up your car?
It was a jackrabbit.
That was
Cricket told me it was a jackrabbit. I'm like, there's no way jackrabbits are jumping up in your hood. And then last night, I literally saw a jackrabbit come out from underneath my hood. It was up underneath the engine compartment. So.
They also damaged one of our station vehicles, the 1075.
Oh, jeez.
And when they took that
vehicle,
the
good car.
That's the newest.
That's the
probably
good car.
It's the good car. And when they took the car to the mechanic, I guess the mechanic opened the hood and a rabbit came out of the hood of the car.
Oh,
so
my
I was like,
God.
so I felt a little justified. I'm like, everyone thinks I'm crazy.
These rabbits back
everyone
here
thought I was crazy.
on this property have developed a taste for rubber wiring.
Yeah.
They're all about it. So just be careful out there.
My mechanic says they get a little buzz from it too. They get a little zap. And it's like peanut oil. There's like peanut oil
Right.
that coats the wires.
Right.
And he says, and they get a little buzz too. They take a little nibble out of that. I'm like, so it's like going to the bar? It's like going to Proof. And they hand out a free drink.
Free drinks, right?
Free drinks. You know?
Next bunny comes up, he's like, Jerry got an extra wire with peanut oil on it. I only got one.
He's passed out under the trailer.
So now not only do we have to worry about the pack rats, we got to worry about the jackrabbits. I mean, so we got to, because people in my neighborhood, they leave their hoods up.
and
Now,
lights
growing
on.
up
Sometimes.
here, pack rats are always an issue. Like, you
Yeah.
have to be aware of that. But I've lived here 4 or 5 decades, and I don't know that I've ever seen a rabbit come out from underneath an engine compartment like that. So.
All right, cricket is
Man.
getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s, traffic and weather. Wyatt Thompson, Kansas State broadcaster. We'll talk to him coming up next.
All right. And from the Auto Nation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together. Keno Parkway at I-10, there's road work there. And we do see on and off slowdowns all day on Keno Parkway near I-10. Glen west of Campbell, road work there. Westbound Glen west of Campbell, travel there is closed, so you could use Fort Lowell instead. 78 the low, sunny, 103 tomorrow and 103 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
They say that living a life of recovery isn't entirely about sobriety. It's more about community and staying connected. At Gospel Rescue Mission, we provide a new supportive community, a safe place to heal and grow.
Hi, my name is Michael. Because of your help and the community I found, I am now 9 years sober and living the life I never imagined.
Your support of Gospel Rescue Mission helps someone stay connected, stay sober, and stay alive. Go to grmtucson.com.
JT Auto, where their customers are family. Stop by their newest East Side location, conveniently located at 6947 East 22nd, just west of Cole. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guarantee, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where their customers are family. 372-7704. That's 372-7704. Or jtautoaz.com.
The days of waiting weeks or even months for new countertops is over. The Window Depot has a wide selection of in-stock granite and quartz countertops so you can upgrade your kitchen or bathroom now. From sleek, modern quartz to timeless granite, we have the perfect countertop to match your style and budget. And it's ready to take home today. Our team is here to help you choose the perfect countertop at the lowest price and get it home fast. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing.
A neighborly company.
Are you ready for Friday Night Lights at Arizona Stadium? We've got a great matchup for you as Arizona football takes on Kansas State Friday night at 6. Friday night is also Retro Night. Be sure to pick up your retro gear at the campus store or inside the stadium as we celebrate Arizona football of years past and enjoy a special drone show at halftime. Get your tickets now by calling 520-621-2287 or by visiting ArizonaWildcats.com/FB. Arizona, Kansas State, Friday. Bear down.
Football season is here.
Oh, man.
Believe has the podcast to enhance your football experience. From the pros.
One of the most interesting quarterback rooms.
To college.
Michigan is set at 8.5 wins.
To fantasy.
If you feel that way, why didn't you trade him?
Become a better fan and listen to the football podcasts from Believe.
Just search Believe. That's BLEAV podcast.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in a parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box, or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
We bring you all the news and stories of your Arizona Wildcats. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Wildcats Radio 1290 for the latest highlights and commentary. Your home for U of A athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hi, I'm Mike Ham with NFL Network now on the Westwood One Radio Network. Week 1 of the NFL season is in the books after the Vikings beat the Bears 27-24 in comeback fashion Monday night. Minnesota trailed 17-6 entering the fourth before scoring 21 straight points to take control of the game. After sitting out his entire rookie season because of injury, quarterback J.J. McCarthy accounted for 3 total touchdowns, 143 passing yards, and an interception in his first start for the Vikings. Quarterback Caleb Williams threw a touchdown with just over 2 minutes left in the game to bring the score within 3, but it wasn't enough. Elsewhere, Giants head coach Brian Daboll confirmed that Russell Wilson will be the Week 2 starter despite the offense only scoring 6 points in Week 1. Tight end George Kittle expected to miss 3 to 5 weeks after suffering a hamstring injury in the second quarter of the Niners' 17-13 win against the Seahawks. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. It is the Arizona Wildcats and the Kansas State Wildcats coming up Friday night at the stadium. Second ever meeting between these two teams. It'll also be a non-conference game once again. Well, at least second time in this new alliteration, I should say, of the Wildcats being in the Big 12, but it'll be a non-conference game for a second straight year. Pleased to be joined by the play-by-play man for the Kansas State Wildcats. His name is Wyatt Thompson. And Wyatt, appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us. Let's start from the beginning. You guys made a long trip overseas to play in Dublin. How was that trip for this team, obviously outside of the not winning the game against Iowa State?
Yeah, that was certainly the downside, and good to be on with you. But other than that, I would tell you that the trip was spectacular in so many ways. I think it was a chance of a lifetime for a lot of these players and probably coaches, fans. It was astonishing for me I've been here, this is my 24th season. I know a lot of fans that made the trek over, and some of them went a week early, some stayed a week late, some did about a half a week early and stayed through the game in another week or so. Had one guy that played 5 different golf courses in Ireland and Scotland. I mean, it was all over the map, man. It was really, really fun. The people of Ireland, we had been told just how great they were, and they were. I can't stress that enough. I hope the Wildcats of Arizona get to go someday, because it really is a remarkable thing. First time I'd been to any place like that, and it was a blast. Again, great football game. K-State just wasn't quite the better team in the last quarter.
From the team standpoint, though, and we've obviously, I know a lot of people have talked about this, like would it have been better for them maybe not to have had to come back and play another game right away because you're doing all that unusual travel across seas, and then to have to come back and play again a week later would have been preferable maybe for there to be a bye week in there to allow this team to kind of reset itself before that game against North Dakota?
I love the question, and I think it's a great one and really right on task, because I can tell you this: Matt Campbell at Iowa State and Chris Kleiman at Kansas State spent lots of time with NFL coaches, asking them about their international travel, with college coaches about theirs, including some of those that had played in the Aer Lingus. And I think at the end of the day, it probably would have been a good thing to have a week off, but that's not how it played. I don't know if it necessarily had a major effect on K-State. I think you could argue that either way. They did not play very well against North Dakota for the most part, but certainly dominated them in the third quarter, but still needed a late touchdown drive to win the game. I think at the end of the day, they probably were a little bit tired, but I think that game was more about just kind of getting your head right and getting ready to play an opponent from the FCS, and probably weren't as ready to play as they needed to be.
Wyatt Thompson is joining us. He is the play-by-play man for the Kansas State Wildcats. It's U of A and K-State Friday night at the stadium with a 6 o'clock kickoff non-conference game. So Wyatt, as you look at this then the last 2 weeks, what have been some of the issues for this team?
Well, it's a great question, too, because I guess I'm not trying to be funny, but it's going to sound like it. How much time do you have? Because it's been all over the map. I don't think K-State has tackled very well. They haven't been the defensive team that I think they thought they were going to be, especially in the last two games. I thought their defense was really, really good against Iowa State in the first half, but they were on the field a lot in the first half with no field position in the rain, especially in the first quarter, and I think it caught up with them. Then with Army last week, the time of possession was 16 minutes to 13 minutes-ish in the first half. And then there was a point in the second half where K-State had the ball about 2 minutes in the third quarter and about 90 seconds in the fourth quarter. You're not going to beat anybody doing that. K-State ran 43 plays. The Army quarterback rushed the ball 41 times. K-State had only 6 possessions in the game. In 2025 college football, that's remarkable. But I give a lot of credit to Army. They were not really a part of the game until the last 5 minutes of the first half, down 13-0. It probably should have been 17-0. Then they score, and all the momentum was theirs from the third quarter on, no question about it. But back to the point about the troubles.
Yeah.
I think Avery Johnson, the quarterback's done a good job, but K-State has not run the ball like they normally do, and I think the offensive line is a huge, huge part of that as they try to replace some pretty good players there. But it's been, turnovers, penalties, defense that – think about it this way, guys. In 3 games, the opponents are 10 of 12 on fourth down against K-State.
Wow.
There's reasons that they're 1-2, no doubt about it. And I think even with that said, I think they're still a pretty good team, but they got to get it figured out.
Wyatt Thompson joining us, play-by-play man for the Kansas State Wildcats. You mentioned, obviously, the run game, and a big part of that is the quarterback, Avery Johnson, ran circles around U of A last year, 111 yards over there in Manhattan. He only has 78 coming into this game. Has he been reluctant to run? Has it not been as many options for him to get going on the ground as what we've seen him be able to do in the past?
That is the million-dollar question of all K-State Wildcat fans at the moment. And I'm not trying to be overly funny there, but it is the truth. For him to have that many yards after what he did a year ago, there are many that are clamoring for him to carry the ball more. And I think the coaches are admittedly trying to protect him at least somewhat, especially now without Dylan Edwards. You guys are probably aware of this, that Dylan Edwards was going to be such a big piece of this offense. He was injured on a play on a receiving punt opportunity in the first quarter, suffered a high ankle sprain and hasn't played it down offensively. That's put more pressure on K-State to run the ball, and I think they've stayed away from running him a lot. They want to be a team that'll use him, 8-10 times, but that really hasn't played out yet. And I just wonder if at some point, even put him in harm's way at times. One of his biggest strengths and a headache for coaches is his ability to run. And I think you got to roll the dice and try it a little bit more than they have to this point. That's, I think, the opinion that I have and probably every K-State Wildcat fan on the planet.
Why we joked on our show yesterday that there aren't any trades in college football yet, but Gunnar Maldonado for Trey Spivey. We kind of like it so far on our end. Trey's got a couple of catches, made a really nice high point catch through 3 defenders in game 1, and caught his first touchdown pass in game 2. Gunnar Maldonado, just looking at the numbers, only 4 tackles. What are the early returns on Gunnar on his third Wildcat team?
Well, it's really, I love the question because first let me say how much I enjoyed Trey, and I think he is a really good young talent. He's long and athletic. He really started to come into what I believe was his own here a year ago in the last probably third of the season, maybe the last quarter of the season. I really hated to see him go. But as for Gunnar, you love his experience. You love his toughness. He really is, coming back from injury, and it's been a little bit slow to come around. But I think there's a really good chance that you'll see him more in the game Friday night than he has played, maybe combined in the first 3 games. He just is an instinctual player. I think he's picked up the K-State defense pretty quickly because of his experience. And, the truth is 2 years ago, Coach Kleiman would tell you straight up that he was one of the better safeties in this league. So I think K-State got a good one, and you guys did too.
Toby Unsun-Sanmi, am I saying that one correctly?
Osun-Sami, yeah.
Unsun-Sami looks like an active defensive player. What's special about him?
Big motor. It's interesting. I visited with him this week. He's going to be part of our pregame show coverage this week. He started at Wichita East High School in Kansas as a safety. Then was a linebacker here in his first few days, and he even said to me, I didn't know what the heck they were doing with me to begin with. But it was pretty obvious right away as he was growing and getting bigger and stronger, he was going to be a rush end. And in the last couple of years, you can see him budding and kind of getting comfortable with what he's doing. And now he's really, really playing well. We have a couple of guys on the all-name team in that defensive end spot, maybe 3 really. Cody Stufflebean, you got to like that one. That was on SportsCenter the other day, or on a College Game Day. You got Toby Osun-Sami, and then you've got Chidi Obiazor. All of those guys, I'd say Stufflebean certainly has the most experience, but those other 2 guys are really starting to come along. If they continue to improve, I think K-State will get better and better defensively. Having Gunnar healthy will help. They've got a couple of other guys coming back that will help, including an Arizona kid, Ryan Davis. So we're probably thinking that he will get to play this weekend for the first time.
Yeah, you lose a guy obviously up front like Brendan Mott. Can't be easy to replace, the Big 12 Defensive Lineman of the Year. Who are some of the guys that have tried to fill into that role?
Well, those guys for sure, but I think I have to mention a couple of other guys up front. And again, those names, right? Our 2 nose tackles or defensive tackles, whatever you want to say, Uso Seumalo and Damian Alalio, both are just veteran guys and that's why I think everybody thought that K-State was going to be good, because they had all of those guys starting to come along into this season. And then with Desmond Purnell and Austin Romaine at linebacker, you just felt like if the secondary can hold up, and that was why getting Gunnar Maldonado was so big, this Wildcat team could have a really solid defense. Hasn't played out that way yet, but it's a long season. We'll see what happens.
All right, how do the Purple Cat fans travel? Is there going to be a good throng of them here Friday night?
I hope so. They usually travel pretty darn well. I don't know that will be the case here, and I'm not trying to make excuses, but there's a difference from playing Saturday night as opposed to Friday night.
Right. Absolutely.
So I have not talked to the ticket office here at K-State about that. There will be some fans there, no doubt. And I think we've got some alumni in that area, whether it's Phoenix, Tucson, whatever. And I'm looking forward to the game. talking with our coaches today, clearly, I think Arizona's got. They really think Fafita has great arm talent, and they may not have Tetaroa back, but they've got some receivers, and the running backs are good. I'm looking forward to a heck of a game, man. I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to it.
Should be fun for sure. Wyatt, hey, we appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us and updating us on Kansas State.
You betcha. Anytime, guys. Appreciate it.
Have a safe trip out here and a great call on Friday night. Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Kansas State Wildcats, U of A, K-State, Friday night. Our coverage begins from the U of A Mall with Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona game day at 1:30 in the afternoon. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5. She's got your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Mission and 36th Street and Mission Road with a collision reported. Nighttime road work, it's bridge deck work on Swan Road south of River Swan at the Rito. Crews work weekday evenings from 8 in the evening until 7 the following morning. 78 will be the low, sunny, 103 tomorrow, and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic. Good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic is pleased to announce that Access Health Plans now cover chiropractic care. A referral by your PCP is required. For more information, go to firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care. A proud U of A radio sponsor.
First Chiropractic. Good health is to enjoy.
Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to support your Arizona Wildcat football team as they continue their season with another home game this Friday at Arizona Stadium.
This Friday, the Cats take on Kansas State. Kickoff is scheduled for 6 p.m.
To get your tickets, visit ArizonaWildcats.com or call 621-CATS. For more University of Arizona Wildcat football, including a complete schedule and link to buy tickets online, log on to WildcatsRadio1290.com.
Hey, it's David Kelly, DK on the Sports Tip. Are you someone who has a passion for music and sports and is interested in starting a career in radio? Well, our promotions department is looking for hardworking, dedicated people to join our promotion street team. If you're outgoing, have a solid work ethic, and a flexible schedule, then this may be the job for you. For more information, visit WildcatsRadio1290.com or apply now at cumulusmedia.com. Clean driving record required. Must be 18 years or older to apply.
Sean Furrier here for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Whether you're new to Arizona or you've been driving here for decades, we all share the same roads and the same extreme driving conditions like extreme Arizona heat, extremely large potholes, some extremely flooded roads, and there's always extremely distracted drivers, pedestrians, and that guy who drives a scooter backwards into oncoming traffic. You're driving in the world's largest video game, stopping, starting, turning, heating up, and cooling down. And that's just your afternoon commute. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 award-winning locations have been helping drivers just like you get home safely for over 60 years. With top-quality tire brands, no hidden extras, and one low price. Jack Furrier has everything you need to stay in the game, like wheel alignments, batteries, brakes, air conditioning, service at prices that won't break the bank. Ask a neighbor or friend about Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's friendly service, or stop by, make an appointment online, or call ahead to the local's choice. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
When your name's on the paint job, your primer better hold up. Painters trust Kills primers for serious adhesion, stain blocking, and a finish that lasts. Now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same day or next day delivery, or order online and pick it up in store. Kills primers. Pro results faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. people who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, I'm Jordan Benjamin with Done Right Services. When your home or business needs HVAC, plumbing services, or electrical work, trust a true local Tucson company, Done Right Services. We pride ourselves on delivering top-notch service, fair pricing, and expert craftsmanship. The job isn't finished unless it's done right. Weekend emergency? No problem. Just give us a call. We're here when you need us. You deserve the best, and Done Right Services delivers. Call us today for a free estimate at 520-369-3966.
This is Bill Ryder with a Sports Minute, sponsored by Chumba Casino, your online casino for plays, spins, and a chance to score. Must be 21 and over. Terms at ChumbaCasino.com. That wasn't just a magical win for the Vikings last night. That was a coming-out party for J.J. McCarthy, being the first player in NFL history to account for 3 touchdowns in his debut in the fourth quarter. Means McCarthy could actually lead the Vikings where they were last year or beyond. I'm Bill Ryder.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 44 minutes after the hour. Wildcat Breakdown with Glenn Howe coming up at about 5:20. We'll talk Arizona football, dissect the tape after a 48-3 win over Weber State. Diamondbacks back on the field tonight, 6:45 against the San Francisco Giants. Things started well at whatever they call that park now up in San Francisco.
McCarthy heads for Triples Alley, and here we go. It's down on Triples Alley. Gabby's home. Alex home. Here comes Vargas. McCarthy's in at third, and he's got a 3-run triple.
Oracle Park. Diamondbacks got out to an early 3-zip lead thanks to that triple there early.
Did you know
by Jake McCarthy
that Arizona Stadium might have naming rights?
Soon?
Yeah. I mean, come on. Like, we're talking about, like, you can never tell what the name of a ballpark is anymore because every single year it changes. The very few DK that have remained the same name as when they were built.
It's interesting.
Are going the way of the dodo.
It's interesting because when they built Jacobs Field in Cleveland, I did this talk show once when I was doing shows there. It was a Sunday after a game, and I said if they ever put a corporate name on this stadium, what would you want that corporate name to be? And obviously, I took calls, we took a bunch of names, and one of the names that came up was Progressive, because Progressive is one of the major corporations in Northeast Ohio. Now, at the time we had this conversation, my thought was I wanted it to be named Progressive Park.
Yeah.
If you were going to name it.
Alliterations are good.
Yeah, Progressive Park would have been my preference to Progressive Field.
I prefer
but eventually
Progressive
that
Park.
happened. So, but what would that be here? What would that be here?
It would have been EG's 40 years ago.
Yes, absolutely.
Since you brought up EG's,
yes.
I've had this on the rundown for like 4 weeks, and we have never gotten to it. Since you brought that up, we might as well talk about it now. Is EG's any good anymore?
Yes.
Is there? I tell you what, and I'm not talking about EGs from the standpoint of the ice drinks and all that, of the ice.
You're talking sandwiches.
I'm talking sandwiches. Like the last 2 times I've gotten a sandwich from EG's, it's been horrible. Horrible. I used to love EG's roast beef sandwich. It was like one of the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. But like the last 2 times I've gone there, it's like hardly any roast beef. And the roast beef they put on there, right, it's like this flimsy little thing. It's like I can't even like eat it anymore.
I mean, I think you could figure out why, right? Okay, so it was started by U of A students, and then it was sold to the O'Connor family, and they owned it for 35 years, and there was a family-run business. Then, 2018, it was sold to an investment firm out of New York City that went bankrupt in 2024, and now its assets have been gobbled up. So, I mean, the quality goes down as the profit margins are the more prioritized, right? I mean, they're not. It used to be that, you know, having a really good crisp fry and all those other things that Easy's was known for. Really
their
good
fries were
meat,
really good,
really
too.
good meat, and really good selections or whatever. I'm not here to badmouth EG's because EG's is a Tucson institution, but
it's an institution.
As corporations buy it up, the quality will always go.
No, the quality always will go down depending on who it is that buys it up and things of that nature. For me personally, the one thing I've always gotten from EG's that's always been good is the meatball sub. I'll always defend the meatball sub. And the fries also, Buffalo Ranch fries. I mean, I'll go ahead and I'll take that home and have that as a late night snack.
Now, the fries are still really good. The fries are still really good, but the roast beef sandwich has gone way.
I think it's just shrinkflation, right?
Yeah,
shrinkflation.
I was like, I can't. I had one like 3. I tried again. I tried again like 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks. Whenever I put this on, the day before I put this on our rundown, and we had never talked about it. I said I can't do this sandwich anymore. It's just terrible.
That being said, every EG's that's on my side of town, it looks like the biggest claustrophobia nightmare because it's just those big, long, like almost like freighter liners or whatever it is. Like that's what the building looks like now. So for me, as a claustrophobic enough as it is, I would hate having to work there now if that's going to be what the kitchen looks like.
520-848-1290. Is EG's any good anymore? That is the question of the day. Well, I might put that up on our website as well. Let's talk to T-Money. T-Money, you're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Yeah, your sales reps are cringing really hard right now.
Well, no, U of A's sales reps are cringing because I think they're still trying to get EG's back in the stadium.
Well, they need to get ED's back in the stadium just because it's Tucson. Hey, the Vadio is always ugly, but you don't walk up in the Vadio and be like, hey, it's ugly in here. You just don't do that. Same thing with EG's. You just, some things are sacred.
Some things are sacred, okay.
As far as Arizona Stadium naming rights, they should, Raytheon, I'm driving by it right now, is probably the biggest employer out here, one of them.
But does Raytheon spend any money on anything?
Other than killing machines, I don't know, but they should call it Raytheon Military Industrial Complex. I think has a ring to it.
Oh man, that's interesting. And then we can maybe put up something that looks like destroyers around the stadium or something of that nature. Yeah,
be gun turrets or something on each corner. Yeah,
is there a major corporation in southern Arizona?
I have a picture with Noah just ready to go ahead and just 90-yard bomb at a tomahawk.
Well, think about EG's
Stadium.
Thing about EG's is that it was a Tucson staple that never left the Pima County area. Like it wasn't until like 14 years ago that one actually moved to Casa Grande. But there is an alternative by the original owners is out there if you think the quality's gone down so much.
T-Money, did I hear you on JR Sport Brief a few weeks ago?
I don't know. It's there's there's a lot of people that try to take.
They try to beat T-Money.
Yeah. There's always replicate it, never do. I don't know.
Okay, so Raytheon Industrial Complex is the preferred T-Money's preferred name of the corporate name of Arizona Stadium.
Raytheon Military Industrial Complex.
Okay,
right.
There you go. All right. Thanks, T.
All right. Fair enough.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's talk to our guy, John Bailina, who was shocked that I took the Vikings as my number one game in this the pool he's got me in. I thought that was actually a no-brainer, but it looked pretty bad for me early on.
Yeah, it did look bad at first. Of course, Chicago's my team, and they failed me again.
They do. It's like the Browns for me. Team.
How long-
It's like the Browns for me, John. They fail me every time.
How long is Caleb the starter? Because there's already rumors.
They got to still stick him out. He'll keep playing. He looked good for the first quarter, right?
Yeah, until they started blitzing him.
Yeah.
Hey,
back to the EGs thing.
Yeah.
I agree. Their quality has gone downhill, and I think the alternative that JW was talking about was it's called Slice on Grant Road. It's
Slice and Ice, right?
Just west.
Wait, what's on Grant Road?
What?
What's it?
It's called Slice and Ice, I think is what they call it.
Slice and Ice.
Yeah, I think that's what they call it.
I've not been to Slice and Ice.
It's the original people. Yeah, the original
Okay.
people.
Oh, the original EG's people?
Yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
started their own thing.
Yeah.
Again, they restarted something else.
Yeah, and the sandwiches are good over there. So I would recommend that if you want a good
Now,
sandwich.
Grant and what?
Slice
it's
and Ice.
west of the.
So it's
It's west of the freeway,
Okay.
about half a mile, 3/4 of a mile,
Okay.
just before what is it, Rusty's?
Oh,
on
okay.
the south side of the
Yeah,
road.
yeah. I'll have to check out Slice and Ice. Like that.
And congrats on taking Minnesota.
Yeah, right? I thought that
16
was
points.
I think I'm in like 6th place after week 1, so that's pretty good. What's like and there's like 70 people in this thing?
72.
Oh my
Yep.
gosh. That's crazy.
It's it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. And
That's true. That's
And
true.
you shot right up to the top, man, after that last night's game.
Well, hey, I was in 2nd place in my fantasy baseball league after 3 weeks, and I finished in last. So we'll see.
I got,
It's not a sprint,
I got a
guys.
question.
Not a sprint.
Got a question for you.
Yes.
That pool you got me in, if nobody wins the money towards the end of the season, does it go in your pocket?
No. So no, you weren't in on the. So
Good
no,
question.
it goes to Super Bowl Square. So if any money left over after week 17, we have a Super Bowl Squares competition.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So you'll we've had Super Bowl Squares. I think the last 3 years we had money left over. Not a lot, but I think there was like 160, or I think that was only 1 week. 1 week left over last season. So yeah, we had Super Bowl Squares again.
And 33 points, Indianapolis.
There
Somebody
you go.
won the money, right?
Yeah, Jerry Arbogast, my guy Pete Arbogast, the voice of the USC Trojans. His brother won the pool yesterday.
All right.
The Sunday.
Hey, I'm down south. I got to go walk over to a water hole, and I'm going to try to stick a deer with an arrow.
There you go, Mr. Hunter, AZ Bow Hunter. There you go.
It's hot. It's hotter than hell out here.
Stay cool. Drink your water. Hydrate.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, John. John Bialina. All right. Where is EG's? Where is EG's right now? Is it good anymore? They are not one of our sponsors.
I
right?
would love nothing more
I would hate to be talking bad with them about them. I've not heard them on our station.
Well, the thing is like, let's say you have a family member come in from Arkansas, and you want to give them something that's a Tucson staple. You might give them like a strawberry pina colada because, it's hot outside.
Right.
You can only come out in the summer. So let me give you this nice fresh fruit. So it's always been there since the 70s, right? It's always been a Tucson staple, and it always will be. I'm not saying it shouldn't ever go anywhere. It's just whoever's cutting those checks and deciding how big the portions are going to be and who you're hiring to work there, whatever. That's decisions that are not necessarily made in a living room in Tucson anymore. They're made at a boardroom in some
Well,
big
they're
city.
building all these fancy McDonald's now across town. Have you seen these things? I mean, they built one up by where I live. They built my mom's lives over by Park Place Mall. They built. They tore her. They tore the McDonald's down and rebuilt another one.
Well, they're rebuilding a Burger King over in my neighborhood, so they're doing a lot.
I
of
don't
that
have
in
it.
a lot
I
of
need a
places.
Burger King. I've always been preferenced. My preference has always been Burger King over McDonald's, but I don't have one in my neighborhood. So there you go. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. We're long overdue on the end of this segment. Dragon Ball's got everything happening in sports here in Southern Arizona as well as around the world.
Well, Arizona men's basketball is going to be in the national spotlight for the ESPN Big Monday matchups with a few different contests of Big 12 play, including the first one being Tommy Lloyd's squad heading to BYU on January the 26th. Next one will be their game at Kansas in Allen Fieldhouse. The final Big Monday matchup the Cats will have on the four-letter network will be hosting Iowa State. Of course, you will be able to hear all those games right here and more on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, the explosive play was something the Cardinals were hoping to get more of this season, and they seemed to be on the right path with their win over the Saints this past Sunday, which I believe that head coach Jonathan Gannon seemed to agree with in his recent press conference.
Yeah, that was good. That led to a touchdown. You know what I mean? And I think the one Trey Benson run maybe got to a field goal there off of that one. Typically, when you have some explosives, you got a chance to score points. I thought the one third down two off the top of my head, Kyler extended and hit Trey. That was a huge play. That was a 3rd and long. Those can be backbreakers for you on defense. So it was good. I thought Kyler operated well, did what he had to do.
And the Cardinals will go ahead and continue to prepare for the Panthers as they get set up for their Week 2 matchup. Another NFC West rival for the Cardinals, the 49ers look to be having a lot more of those injury issues that they always seem to have. George Kittle now officially on the injured reserve with a hamstring injury today. Again, Kittle expected to go ahead and miss the next 4 games with being on the injured list before he can eventually make his return. Also, quarterback Brock Purdy now slated to potentially be a questionable listing for the game this upcoming week against the Saints.
Dragon Ball says take the under.
If it's gonna be Mac Jones against Spencer Rattler, I like the under. If it's 41.5, I'll take the under in that contest. And I'm Dragon Ball with your 2020 Sports Update on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, it's DK on the Sports Tip. Don't miss a minute of the best Arizona Wildcats coverage in town. Tell your Alexa device to play Wildcats Radio 1290. This is your home of Arizona football, men's basketball, and baseball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Bad collision occurred Mission and 36th Street and Mission involving a pedestrian struck. That intersection will be blocked at Mission and 36th Street. A lot of backups on southbound La Cholla approaching Ajo, even slowdowns on Mission to the north of Ajo. Maybe your best option for an alternate route for north or south travel might be I-19 instead. Other collisions reported at Irvington and Campbell, Tucson Boulevard south of Bilby, and a wreck on Mission to the north of Irvington. 78 the low, 103 sunny tomorrow, and 102 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from ratefilings.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group. Join David Kelly this Wednesday from 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards for Wild Card Wednesdays. Showtime Cards will have live box breaks happening right in the store. You never know what pulls might pop up. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. Catch all the action this Wednesday, 3 to 6 at Showtime Cards, located on Speedway just east of Craycroft, with Wildcats Radio 1290.
Average doesn't grow your business. Smart strategy does. At Cumulus Digital, our campaigns outperform industry benchmarks by more than 25% because we go beyond clicks and impressions, showing you exactly who saw your ad. We build solutions that fit more than 4,000 businesses that partner with us every month. Let's build one for you. You're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com today.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start, and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend, Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at alaskanac.com.
Do you trust those in charge of your financial future? Trust is founded on 3 core principles: competence, honesty, and benevolence. Those making decisions about your financial future should always place your best interest ahead of their own. I'm Natalie Fernandez-Lee, and at Meridian Wealth Management, fostering trusted relationships with our clients is our top priority. Call us at 719-1433 or visit meridianwealthllc.com to learn more today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
If you are a fighter, Modelo is your reward. So listen close. You put up with a lot, but you always hold it down for your people. You are strong, you are fearless, you are the baddest on the block. You are an elbow grease factory, a force of nature. You are not to be reckoned with. You are a ride or die, a powerhouse of productivity. You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. You've earned every last drop of this rich golden lager, so raise it up high. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media Station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. This is hour number 3, DK on the Sports Tip. So glad you could be with us. Love to hear from you. We were asking in the last hour in terms of EGs. Is it still any good? I mean, I have no argument with the ice drinks. Do they have an official name for those, by the way? Am I calling?
They're called EGs.
Yeah, they're just EGs.
It's just an
as far
EG.
as I know.
Okay, I have no problem with the EGs frozen drinks. It's the food that is not very good anymore in terms of what I've tried lately. Speaking of text, a couple from yesterday we did not get to. Our guy Paul in Phoenix checked in. We were talking about the hotel that the ASU Sun Devils stayed in. Apparently it was just that it was far away, according to Paul. Paul says the issue in regards to the Arizona State Hotel was that it was an hour and a half away from Starkville. There were no hotels in Starkville because it's such a small town, and that's why the people were giving him a hard time, kind of like saying, poor issue, you got to stay far away, and that Kenny Dillingham was complaining about that. I can't remember if we went there when we went there 2 years ago. It's 3 years ago now that the Wildcats had to stay a lengthy distance away from Starkville. I want to say that I remember that the Arizona softball team maybe had to do that when they played a super regional there. I think in the last 3 or 4 years.
Stores too. I remember the stores situation.
Yeah, the stores for
outside
the
of
basketball
stores.
team.
They had to stay in like 3 different towns around there.
Yeah, they were like really far away in Stores, Connecticut. And again, that happens. You have these college towns. They're not big cities. They don't have a lot of hotel availability, and probably the alums and the fans eat up all the hotels for on game weekends.
How many Pac-10 jokes? came out of that. Because, I mean, you're talking about Los
Plenty.
Angeles, San Francisco.
Oh, gosh.
Right?
Right.
Seattle.
So we and apparently I didn't hear this, but apparently Paul also said the national anthem from last night's game was really, really good. The Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings.
It was very, very good.
I didn't hear that, so maybe we'll see if we can. We'll see if we can track that down, and maybe we'll give you that as our Casino del Sol replay before we get out of here tonight. DW checks in on the text groove. He says, in terms of the Panthers, I was wondering how that game got on our radio over the weekend. That's right. We are the official home of the Carolina Panthers here in Southern Arizona.
The full story is David Kelly's been trying to be the official home for an NFL team for years now. Yeah. And T-Mac being there and Ransom being there, it just makes sense.
Makes sense, absolutely. All right, we've got WNBA tonight here in the desert. 2 more games in the regular season. In case you missed it, we haven't touched as much on the Mercury with the start of the fall sports seasons at the U of A. But they've got 2 games remaining. They're at home tonight against the Los Angeles Sparks. Kelsey Plum and what's the Brink girl? What's her first name? Brink.
I just
Brink.
know her as the Curry goddaughter. Cameron.
Yes. Cameron, thank you. Cameron Brink. Cameron Brink and Kelsey Plum and company are in the Valley for a game. And then the final game of the season will be Thursday, regular season, will be Thursday night on the road against Dallas. Now, the Mercury have clinched home court in the first round. They did that over the weekend, although they did see their win streak snapped in a loss to one of the worst teams in the league in Connecticut on Saturday, losing 87-84 on the road. But Alyssa Thomas did come out of that Connecticut game with a little bit more history.
Rivers, great move. Wanted a foul. Thomas now leading the charge for Phoenix. 2-on-1. Thomas counted in the foul. Thomas gets the drop off the head. Why not? We'll head to the free throw line for a chance at the three-point play.
Alyssa Thomas, as she's going to the rim here, no help side defense, nobody able to stop her. You need to have help, especially against Alyssa Thomas.
By the way, Phoenix starting to find themselves in a scoring drought, nearly 3:45 without a made field goal. And they're going to count that for Alyssa Thomas. Charles lost the handle of it right into the hands of Thomas. Thomas going coast to coast off glass and in.
From time and time again, this is what she does. From coast to coast, she gets inside the paint, gets to the rim, can play out on the perimeter.
Alyssa Thomas with her 8th rebound. Thomas, Whitcomb for 3. Got it! Set the single season record for assists, surpassing Caitlin Clark, and it's plays like this.
And it's the way that she gets inside the paint, but you saw 3 Connecticut jerseys just turn their head.
So Alyssa Thomas, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists. She had another triple-double last Thursday night, in the win at Washington, 12, 11, and 9. 2 rebounds short of another triple-double on Saturday, but breaking the all-time assist records in a single season. This is a record she actually previously held before it was busted last year by Caitlin Clark in her first WNBA season.
The original record was by Courtney Vandersloot. She had 300 on the nose in 2019. Then in 2023, both Courtney and Alyssa Thomas broke that record, and she came out on top just slightly. Alyssa Thomas had 316 assists. That was 2023. So Alyssa Thomas set the record for most assists in a season. Rookie Caitlin Clark broke that last season with 337. Alyssa Thomas took that record back this year. She's currently got 342 and counting.
There you go, with 2 games left to go. Alyssa Thomas says, just again, if there's somebody else that's winning MVP this year, we certainly would like to know exactly who that is.
She's a forward, guys. Like anybody out there who doesn't know what we're talking about, this is not a point guard. This is LeBron James. I mean, this is a person who is, expected to be a primary scorer, and a lot of her assists come off of those because she's so capable. Remember the jab she had a couple of months back?
Mm-hmm.
Someone was like, hey, you finally learned how to score. And she's like, yeah, like the leading scorer in my college's history, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep. and she keeps finding the passes out to the other shooters on her team. Like, again, Copper has probably been the brightest light that the Mercury have had this season, and it's because Alyssa Thomas is willing to be that distributor rather than just the go-to scorer. And, the Mercury are better off for it. We'll be waiting to see what happens when we get to the postseason.
Well, and then I saw a stat. Nicole Koa-Makani is one of just, I think, 3 players in the entire league who's shooting 40% from the field.
It's awesome.
39% from 3, and 90% from the line.
Yeah,
and
she's
what
awesome.
We said last year in the NBA, 50-40-90, so she's 40-40-90. That's pretty good.
Just about.
That's pretty good right there. So they'll play tonight, 7 o'clock up in the Valley against the LA Sparks. Should be a good ball game. And then things will wrap up on Thursday night, final regular season game against the Dallas Stars. Right now, the Mercury are in the 4 spot, and so I think, excuse me, I think this is pretty much locked in that they're going to be playing the Liberty.
Well, they're 3 behind the next spot, right? It was only 2 to go, and they're 2 up, but they have the tiebreaker, which is why they have home court. So I'm pretty sure they have to be locked into the 4. I don't see mathematically how they could get out of that 4 spot.
No. Are the Aces the team to beat right now? They've won 4. They're only the 3rd seed. But they've won 14 games in a row.
Well, they got the lady that's supposedly going to be the MVP in Aja Wilson. I mean, that if you want to talk about somebody that's going to be in the running for that award, it's going to be Wilson.
Yeah. Let's just not lose to another 30-loss team this week at Dallas, like they lost to a 30-loss team at Connecticut the other night. You don't want to see losses like that at this point in the season. But again, postseason's wrapped up. First round, Mercury likely, Liberty as the 5th seed. Right now, Golden State has the 6th spot. Indiana has the 7th spot. And Seattle is
Indiana,
in 8th. Yeah.
Bro, like they lost their 3 best.
They lost everybody.
I mean, they didn't lose their 3 best players because their 2nd best players is obviously their post, Boston. But yeah, they've lost everybody. Aerie, Caitlin only played 12 games this year, and they somehow found a way to make the playoffs.
All you need is a point guard and a big.
Very respectable.
A point guard and Kelsey Mitchell and a big and Leah Boston, and you can serve and just a few and give me like 6 other role players, and we can at least make the postseason. Now I don't know how deep they're going to go, but hey, I mean the fact that they're even in at this point and they've won 2 in a row is saying a whole lot for that organization and the job Stephanie White has done in that first season and under that limelight and dealing with all those injuries.
Yeah.
So shout out to them for sure. DK on the sports tip, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Again, don't forget, we're going to be out at Showtime Cards tomorrow. And we're going to be out there once a month for the rest. I think this goes through the remainder of the school year, the athletics year in terms of the U of A. I think this goes into next year. We're going to be out there once a month, Wild Card Wednesdays. So once a month on a Wednesday, we'll be out at Showtime Cards. We're going to be opening up live box. They call these box breaks. We're going to break open a box of cards and see what pops up. I have not collected, I was never really a huge card collector when I was growing up in terms of baseball cards and that kind of thing. I had some, I was like any other kid. I had baseball cards and I would buy them and that thing, but I wasn't manic. There's some kids that had shoe boxes full of that kind of thing. That was never really me.
When I was in 4th or 5th grade, Garbage Pail Kids came out, and that was a huge part of elementary and junior high school, but I didn't get into sports collecting until I think it was early 90s. And as I said the other day, Shaquille O'Neal was coming out of college, and everybody was saying, this guy, I mean, how's he not going to go down as one of the greatest ever? And so, of course, everybody my age was just scooping up any kind of rookie Shaq cards that we could get. And it turned out that those companies just printed 50 times more than they normally would in a calendar year because there was such a high demand for it. So at the end of the day, here we are, 35 years later, and they're really still not worth it.
Yeah, I was looking for my favorite players, and then I would be I would throw the rest away.
I got all the Arizona Wildcats. I got a lot of Kerr and Stoudemire and all those guys.
The 2 that my dad will always go ahead and hold very close to his heart: rookie Dwight Gooden, rookie Brett Favre on the Falcons. Those are the 2 cards he holds very, very near and dear.
Not rookie Darryl Strawberry?
He was a big Dwight Gooden guy. He was a very, very big Dwight Gooden guy.
I was a huge
After
Darryl
all, my middle
Strawberry.
name is named after Dwight.
I was a huge Darryl Strawberry fan back in the day. All right, so we'll be out there. Showtime cards 3 to 6. DK on the Sports Tip. Wild Card Wednesdays. Whether you're into baseball, football, basketball, soccer, MMA, comics, Pokemon, Star Wars, or anything in between, Showtime Cards has something for every collector. 3 to 6. Showtime Cards. It's located at Speedway, just east of Craycroft. So head on out and join us tomorrow. We'll see. Sometimes they have athletes over there that kind of show up. I don't know if anybody's scheduled to show up tomorrow, but you never know who you might hear on the radio.
There'll be a Catch-em over there tomorrow?
I might.
A cat? What you said, a Catch-em?
Yeah, that's a Pokemon thing. Don't worry about it.
Pokemon. Okay,
Pokemon,
yeah. You guys are talking Pokemon again. I have no idea. All right, we're going to talk some Arizona football. It is Wildcat Breakdown with Glenn Howe coming up next. It is cricket getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Major collision occurred at Mission and 36th Street and Mission involving a pedestrian struck. Travel will be diverted away from the intersection of Mission and 36th Street. Just south of that collision, another wreck occurred, another bad one on Mission to the north of Irvington. And some pretty heavy southbound slowdown, southbound on Mission approaching Irvington. And another wreck at Irvington and Campbell. 78 the low, sunny skies, 103 tomorrow and 101 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
You need parts? O'Reilly has parts. Get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 brake rotors. Upgrade to Brake Best Select pads for just $10. Or upgrade to Brake Best Select Pro or Import Direct pads for just $20. Product availability. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
It's DK on the Sports Tip. Did you hear what we were talking about? The kids who actually have the money to go out there and play tennis. Why haven't we produced any of them? DK on the Sports Tip, Monday through Fridays at 3, right here on Wildcats Radio, 1290.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
Auto repair bills are through the roof. $3,000 to replace the transmission. $4,000 for a blown engine. And if your manufacturer's warranty is expired, you'll have to cover it all out of pocket. You need an Endurance Auto Protection Plan. No matter what the mileage, if your car is under 20 years old, Endurance can get you covered on the engine, electrical system, transmission, AC, drivetrain, and more. Endurance has plans for any budget. Repairs can be done at the certified mechanic of your choice, and they're paid directly with no middleman. Plans cover 24/7 roadside assistance, towing, battery jumps, fuel deliveries, tire changes, lockout services, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Act now and get our elite benefits, including complete tire care and key fob replacement, a $2,000 value at no extra cost. With Endurance, you could never pay for covered auto repairs again, so call now for your free quote. Call 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376. 800-291-0376.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Ugh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the Neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed.
much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing,
a neighborly company.
Wildcats Radio 1290 presents Rocktoberfest at Union Public House on Saturday, September 20th. Join us for a night of delicious beer, bratwurst, and music from the dirt. Show off your strength at the Stein Hoisting Contest and eat your way through the Brat Eating Contest. Presents Rocktoberfest at Union Public House on Saturday, September 20th. Presented by Wildcats Radio 1290. More info and a link to purchase tickets at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Download our app. It slaps. Nobody covers Southern Arizona sports like we do. Don't miss out on any of the highlights, stories, and analysis. The flagship home for Arizona Wildcats athletics, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The WNBA regular season is now in its final week, and nobody can slow down the Las Vegas Aces, who have won 14 straight games. After beating the first-place Minnesota Lynx last week, the Aces followed that up with an 80-66 victory over the Chicago Sky on Sunday. The Aces were led once again by superstar Asia Wilson, who finished with 31 points and 11 rebounds. The reigning league MVP and her squad haven't lost since August 2nd, and with just 2 games remaining, they are battling for a top seed in the WNBA playoffs.
You don't become great by being mediocre. Like those days where you have to grind it out, where it's tough, and you can still come out on top. Those are the wins and the games that I love.
The Aces will try to push their winning streak to 15 tonight when they face the Sky again. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Erica Herskowitz on Westwood One.
Straight Talk presents The Math of More. Here's how it works. When you say yes to more with Straight Talk, you're left with more for all the other good stuff. So getting an unlimited plan starting at just $25 a month equals more savings for your family's weekend adventures. And with a network covered by Verizon, you can share more from wherever you go. It's simple math, really. More equals more with Straight Talk. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Taxes and fees apply. The $25 plan requires a compatible unlocked device and a new line of service. Additional terms apply.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Bear down, Wildcats fans. Wildcats Radio 1290 is proud to bring you all of the football insights from our Arizona insiders. Our Arizona insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
And this Arizona Insider segment every Tuesday, known as Wildcat Breakdown, breaking down Arizona football after a 48-3 win over the Weber State Wildcats. Pleased to be joined by my guy, Glenn Howe. You have a football class of 1985. And Glenn, getting excited for obviously a game that's coming up this Friday night against Kansas State, second set of Purple Cats. But a great performance by the offense after maybe a little bit of an uneven outing in the first game against Hawaii. And for me, it started with the very first play of the game where Noah hit Javen Watley, Nunu, on a little bit of a slant route. And I just thought it was so important, and we talked about it Saturday night or early Sunday morning as it actually turned out to be, that you really needed to start to get him the confidence. You didn't want him coming into this Kansas State game not feeling good about himself. And I thought they gave him a play right off the bat, a little slant route, linebacker blitzed. Noah read that, safety stayed high, and he hit Nunu across the middle, putting the ball in one of his speed receivers' hands with space for him to run after the catch. And we saw that he has the ability to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we talked about that on the pregame show. Is one of my keys was to have Noah to be able to throw the ball where the receiver can catch the ball and run, and not just stop and then have to make a move or anything, but just to continue to run. And that's when you know when your quarterback and your receivers are on the same page. And if you can do that and we can continue that, he has to do a big step forward again this week during practice and being able to do that, because Kansas State, we're going to see a little different kind of a player there than we have in the first two games.
Yeah, when you look at, obviously, we saw the kind of the emergence of Javon Watley. He's a transfer in here. First opportunity for him to perform. 5 catches for 166 yards. Had a couple of touchdowns early on those first 2 drives. And Glenn, it was really kind of easy for him because he really wasn't doing anything but just, I mean, the first touchdown, he literally just ran right by the guy. The defensive back just kind of let him go. And in the second one, there was a little bit of contact there about 10 yards into the route. And he was able to shake off the guy, get by him again, and Noah hit him with perfect balls on both those passes.
Yeah, I think that was that DB was, or I think it was the linebacker, just trying to get him off of his route, just to make sure, because all you need to do is to get him off of just a little bit off their route. The timing is just messed up. So then that gives the people in the back and the back end to be able to adjust. And if you just get him off that route a little bit, and he continued on that route and went straight to the post, and there was a perfect throw from Noah, and thought he should have thrown it a little bit earlier, but it was a great throw, and it was a touchdown.
Well, and like he said, Brent Brennan said after the ball game, hey, he hit guys in stride. That's what you want. You want him to hit those guys in stride. I've not seen him necessarily underthrow a lot of balls, which is good, because that was one of the things that last year coming in, I thought I wasn't necessarily, I was wondering, I wasn't really sure how good Noah Fafita was going to be in throwing the deep ball. But I think he showed a much stronger arm, at least to start this season. At times, maybe he could have taken a little bit off some of those throws. Like he had an opportunity in both games. He's had an opportunity to hit Gio Richardson on a deep ball and just maybe thrown it a little bit too much. But he's showing the strength, I think, definitely in that arm through the first 2 games.
Yeah, I've never questioned Noah's arm strength. I think he proved that when the last couple of years, he has the arm strength to throw the ball on a dime, on the out, and he can throw it deep, as far as 60 yards in the air. So I think he's got great arm strength, and I thought he's gotten a little bit stronger on his outs, throwing the ball. So I think that's on his off-season strength and conditioning, and gotten stronger, because you got to understand, strength and conditioning guys, they also try to get the quarterback to have stronger arms, working on their shoulders and things like that, and how they can slow the arm down, working on the posterior chain and everything on these guys. So it's real important that these strength coaches get their quarterbacks to have stronger arms, and I think they've succeeded in doing that.
It's Wildcat Breakdown. We're with Glenn Howe. He's your Arizona insider on this Tuesday. It's brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans and official corporate partner of Arizona Athletics, Modelo. Wildcats, Glenn, ran the ball for 153 yards. Maybe it was not as impressive as the first game in terms of running the football, but one of the things we did also talk about on the pregame show was we wanted to maybe see the running backs a little bit more involved in the passing game, and we saw that in this game. You had a screen pass touchdown to Ishmael Mahdi. You had a big late screen to the walk-on Anthony Wilhite out of South Point Catholic that went for 22 yards, and you also had Wesley Yarbrough, although his didn't go for many yards. He was able to get the ball on the outside. So good to see the running backs involved a little bit more in the passing game this past week than they were in week 1.
Yeah, and I think that's going to happen even more, because I don't think Seth wanted to show all his cards yet. I think there's some other stuff, and I think they're probably going to see some tight end screens too. I think that you're going to see that too. So I don't think that you're going to see some bubbles and things like that, but I don't think they wanted to give their whole array of plays these first 2 games, but now I think they're going to bring it out, and they have to be able to execute this week. This week is about, I think, the theme should be execution, because we cannot afford not to execute against a team like this. because possessions are going to be very, very important for this game this week.
Glenn, I think that one of the offensive alignments we did not see in week one, we saw in fall camp at the beginning, was that kind of 3-receiver set alignment where you've got Kean Burnett in there as one of the receivers, kind of that stacked alignment. We saw that a lot early in fall camp before Kean got hurt. And then after that, we didn't really see them use that set much with the rest of the tight ends. But I thought that was a key set in getting Luke Weissong going, because he was able to kind of almost hide in that set and get out into the open on some outs that allowed Noah to hit him, as a result, 3 times for 63 yards.
Yeah, well, I think Kean is back in, so he's ready to go. I think that's going to open it up, and I really like Weissong, man. I really do. I mean, not only did I like his dad, when we interviewed him, but I like Luke. I never met Luke, but I think I just love his intensity of breaking out of the routes. And if we can get him on while he's running and breaking out of his route, he's going to be getting some yak. And I think he's going to be a big factor coming these next couple of games.
There's no question about that. Brandon Phelps also got his first touchdown pass. I mean, going back and looking at the tape, Glenn, there was actually 3 plays. Brandon Phelps could have had 3 touchdowns in that game, because he was open in the back corner of the end zone on the play that Noah dumped down for the touchdown to Trey Spivey. Which was the right decision in that.
Yeah.
It was almost like he learned from week one, where he tried to throw. He didn't take the dump down route and threw it into triple coverage to Trey Spivey in week one. But in week 2, it's like, okay, I've got the lower level route. Let me take this route. And Trey had plenty of room to run and get the touchdown. Brandon Phelps was open on that play as well. And then there was another play earlier in the second quarter, almost the exact same route that Phelps scored on in the second half. He was open on a little bit of a slant route in the end zone, but that was the play where Noah kind of scrambled his way into a holding penalty. They called holding on Michael Wooten, but not only did he have Brandon open on that play, but he also had Kean coming off, because Kean actually blocked and then came across the middle, and he also had Weissong, because Weissong's guy fell down. So he had like 3 different. I looked back at that play, I was like, man, because the Wildcats ended up kicking a field goal there when they could have had. I mean, he had 3 opportunities to get a touchdown, but he got off of his point. There was a blitzer early in that play that kind of got him off of his point, and he just never was ever really able to recover off that play.
The thing is, we can always look at it afterwards and be the Sunday morning quarterback. But sometimes when all the stuff is coming, because if you look at that formation on the defense, they were moving all around.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's kind of hard sometimes to pick up those guys, because they did that, because they were moving so much, that can throw off the quarterback's read. So I think it worked that time, but you got to get a little bit better and understand and be a little bit calmer and wait a little bit, and maybe he can make that throw.
It is Wildcat Breakdown with Glenn Howe. We'll dive into the defense and the special teams, hand out some game balls when we come back. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. Major collision occurred at Mission and 36th Street and Mission. That's involving a pedestrian struck. Intersection closed. Travel being diverted away from Mission and 36th Street, and a lot of backups in the area. Just south of that crash was another collision that occurred on Mission to the north of Irvington, with some southbound slowing there. 78 the low, 103 sunny tomorrow, and 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER gets you out of plumbing danger.
So hot.
I can help you.
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-447-7755. That's 800-447-7755. Once again, that's 800-447-7755.
The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Crafted with our signature espresso and real pumpkin sauce. Then topped with whipped cream, cinnamon, and nutmeg. The PSL. Get it while it's hot or iced. Only at Starbucks.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to the end of summer sale at AutoZone. We're celebrating the end of long days and short nights with big deals for a short time, like car wash. Right now, you can save 20% on the Armor All Complete Car Wash Kit. Need new brakes? Duralast brake pads are free with the purchase of Duralast rotors. We've also got oil deals and more. We're ending the summer right with the end of summer sale at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different.
Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up. And I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. Mm-hmm. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at AlaskanAC.com.
Tune into Wildcats Radio 1290 weekly for Brett Brennan's Football Press Conference, where you can catch up on all things Arizona football this season. The Football Press Conference, sponsored by Coors Light.
This is Zach Gelb with the Sports Minute. Ben Johnson talked a lot of smack this offseason. He first took a shot at Matt LaFleur and then laughed at the tush push because he claimed it isn't an explosive play. Well, in Ben Johnson's debut as Bears head coach, he didn't manage his timeouts correctly, then didn't handle the last kickoff correctly, and blew a double-digit lead at home. I know it's only one game, but Ben Johnson failed at his coaching debut, and if I'm being honest, it was actually nice to see him get served a slice of humble pie. I'm Zach Gelb.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Wildcat breakdown. Arizona beats Weber State 48-3. Kansas State on the horizon. And we are chatting with the tight end, Glenn Howe, UVA football class of 1985. And Glenn, let's turn things over to the defensive side of the ball. And I want to talk a little bit about, obviously, you've got Avery Johnson coming in here, a quarterback who has the ability to run circles around you, as we saw last year. 111 yards, and a lot of talk in the press conferences this week about that first play of the game where Jackson Gilkey, the quarterback for Weber State, got outside on a zone read and ran for 16 yards. Now, Danny Gonzalez wasn't real happy with, it sounded like he wasn't real happy with Dalton Johnson. He said Johnson is the safety in that situation on that side, got sucked into the middle looking for an inside run, which Danny said, quote, wasn't going to happen. And the cornerback out there, Michael Dansby, kind of got put out on an island as well. How did you see that play and how that could have been better defended? Because you're going to have to defend that zone read run this week coming up with Avery Johnson.
And you that's the film that you sent me, right?
Correct.
Yes. Okay. So if you look at that, Dansby, first of all, if he's the one that's out in the island, all his help is coming from inside. So there's no way that you get pinched inside. You never get beat inside. You attack the outside shoulder of that blocker, and you keep your outside arm free and force that running back or whoever it is or the quarterback to go inside because your help's coming. So if you're on that island, you got to force everything back in. You can't be getting hooked, as they say. Like for me, if I was that tight end and did that, they made that block, I would have been the happy camper there because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to hook that guy because he has no help, and then he got to the outside. If he would have just took that outside shoulder and made sure that he turned him back in, he had help coming. Help was coming.
Yeah, that's what Brent pointed out. Brent said, he said that if we had more hats to the ball, we'd have been better in that situation. And also the thing that Danny pointed out, he said, is it wasn't dominant contact by Dansby in that situation. Dansby has to really, and if like you said, he's got to either run through him to turn the quarterback back, or he's got to engage that tight end to try to force him back and turn the quarterback back to the inside.
It's all about the technique at this level. You have to have great technique. Gone are the days that you could just play on your athletic ability, okay? Because you got to be able to have great technique. That's what the NFL guys do. The NFL guys have great athletic ability, but they put on top of that sandwich is some technique. And you got a great player. And that's what you have to do. You have to think technique. You have to execute technique. And then you got to just be able to know when and where your hands got to be and just execute the play. If you do that, he would add help. That would have been a 2 or 3 yard gain.
Glenn Howell is our guest. It is Wildcat Breakdown. He is our Arizona Insider, brought to you by Modelo. Modelo, brewed for full-time Cat fans. Modelo is an official corporate partner of Arizona Athletics. We had a targeting situation in that game. Glenn, Jabari Mann, early in the game, had to sit out the second half of the ball game, ejected for targeting. That's going to be something, I think, a point of interest to watch as we move forward, just because of the aggressive type of style, the violent type of style we've talked about that Danny Gonzalez wants from this defense. We thought, I mean, you could have essentially had a targeting call in week 1 had, if the referees had seen it a different way with that hit Genesis Smith had in the end zone. I mean, I'm sure there's probably officials out there that might have seen that.
Yeah, I don't know if that. I don't think that was a great hit.
It was
a great
hit.
Technique hit.
I agree, but what I'm saying is that I guarantee you could find 1 or 2 officials out there that would have thrown a flag in that situation, and that's something that you've got to be.
Was one of them Stevie Wonder? was one of them Stevie Wonder? Because he turned his shoulder and didn't hit him. I mean, that was a great hit. I think that was a great technical hit.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely agree with you. I have no problem with the technique. I'm just saying, referees are wild cards in this game of football, and I can guarantee you there'll be if you had a hit like that 10 times, I guarantee you at least half of those 10 times you could find a referee that would throw a flag there. So what I'm wondering is that if it happens again, is that going to suck some of the aggressiveness out of this Arizona defense?
Absolutely not. They're going to go, and I know knowing what Danny Gonzalez has said, you got to let it all out. You got to let it just go. You can't do that and you got to just rely on your technique and play physical. And that's exactly what I think our guys are doing. And I really like how physical they are. They're going to have to be real physical this game, because I guarantee you Kansas State, their defensive coordinator is telling those guys, you guys got your butts whooped by Army. You got taken down. They were like, they abused you. So what are you going to do this week? So it's going to be a very physical game come Friday afternoon.
We're joined by Glenn Howe. He's our Arizona Insider. Wildcats Breakdown brought to you by Modelo. Modelo is brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo is an official corporate partner of Arizona Athletics. All right, Glenn, let's hand out some game balls. Give me your offense, defense, special teams, game balls from this contest.
Well, I think the game ball, I'm going to give it to Noah, because I think Noah played really good. He missed a couple of reads, but I thought he made another step. I think he made another step. He got the ball in the hands of the guys so they can run. I'm going to give another ball. Okay. I'm going to give another ball to Hudson. Okay.
Chris Hudson.
It was
Jamin
Hunter.
Watley.
Chris Hunter.
Oh, Chris Hunter.
No. My bag. Wait a minute. Number 6.
Watley. Jamin Watley.
Yeah, Watley. Yes. Yeah, I thought Hudson was 6. Gotta put my glasses on here. Okay. No, Watley, because he got open, and it's not easy when you're wide open and you're running down the field and that ball's coming. It's not that easy just to go ahead and just grab it. That takes some good skill. And I think that he got 2 of those, and he got them, and he got some great touchdowns. So I've given him a game ball. On the defensive side, I'm going to give it to our linebackers. I thought our linebackers played well. I thought they were a force. They were in there making tackles, and I think they did a great job. And then on special teams, you got to give Ian Wagner, man. That dude just, I mean, he's got a
and
cannon.
by the way, Brent said they did not purposely underkick that one. I asked him that question on the press conference. No,
okay.
They did not.
Okay. Because I thought he purposely did that, because I was like, what's up? But Ian Wagner is going to be a weapon. He's going to be great for us.
All right, so you're going with all the linebackers.
Yes.
Okay, I figured you would. So I'm going to agree with you in terms of the offense. I'm going with Fafita and Watley there. I thought that they both had outstanding games. I loved what I saw from Noah and his ability to kind of bounce back from the first game and be on point in this contest. Javen Watley, obviously yards after the catch was so key for him to just really run crisp routes and get open for Noah to hit him in stride. I'm also going with Ian Wagner. I didn't go with him in week 1, but I'll take him in week 2 because 15 out of 16 kicks into the end zone. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for our first 2 ball games. And I'm going to go with Genesis. I'm going to go with Genesis Smith as my game ball on the defensive side of the ball. Had his first interception of the season, and I thought really defended the ball well, defended well in space as well. Had a really nice open field tackle where he just basically just tied up the guy's foot and didn't allow him to get out of an open field situation. So I always think that's important. And I've seen some really good open field tackling from this defense in the first 2 games, which I think has been very key for their success as well. So those will be your game balls. We'll get Kelvin's and let you know those as well. Glenn, we will see you on Friday night out at the mall for Arizona Wildcats, Kansas State Wildcats.
Absolutely. What time does that one start?
1:30. 1:30 from the mall.
1:30.
Yeah, it'll be high.
Man, we're starting earlier and earlier. I like
sunscreen.
Yeah, exactly. 1:30. All right, Dad, bear down.
There you go. Glenn Howe. He is the tight end from 1985.
He brings you the inside scoop on your Arizona Wildcats like we do. Today's Arizona Insiders are brought to you by Modelo, brewed for full-time Cats fans. Modelo, an official corporate sponsor of Arizona Athletics.
All right, time now for your Casino del Sol replay, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. That is Casino del Sol. Okay, our guy Paul Felix was raving about the national anthem prior to last night's Monday night game. Let's have a listen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
Jim Corneliuson. He is a staple around. I'm calling him the Rocco Scotty of Chicago. Probably don't know who Rocco Scotty is, but what a rendition of the national anthem. And then the Bears went out and lost. Apparently they could not get any motivation out of that whatsoever.
There's a lot more than that, I think. Not just motivation. There were some other things that went on with that.
That's going to wrap up our show for today. Thanks to Glenn Howell. Thanks to Wyatt Thompson for Cricket, for Dragon Ball, and for JW Madden. My name is David Kelly. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. We'll talk to you tomorrow from Showtime Cards, Wild Card Wednesday. Join us 3 to 6. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do, with press conferences, coaches shows, and play-by-play.
It is over. Cats have won it.
We bring you all the stories, highlights, and analysis of your Arizona Wildcats. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the AutoNation Honda and BMW of Tucson Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Major collision occurred at Mission and 36th Street and Mission. Pedestrians struck. That intersection is closed. South of that crash, a collision on Mission to the north of Irvington. Just reported a wreck at Grant and Oracle. Sunny 103 tomorrow and 100 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Rooter Ranger 24/7 Plumbing, Sewer, and Drains. For fast, affordable plumbing and emergency drain services, call Rooter Ranger and get out of plumbing danger. RooterRanger.com.
888-7-RANGER. Get you out of plumbing danger.
This is Ron. I'm the president of Alaskan AC. Our main job is keeping you comfortable, and we hope that puts a smile on your face. But we recently met someone we just made smile just by being on the radio.
I giggle every time I hear you guys come on. My daughter laughs at me because I can hear the jingle start and I immediately turn the volume up.
That's our new friend Charisse. Not a customer, just somebody who needed a laugh, and we just happened by.
My husband passed away 5 years ago. I was diagnosed with cancer 5 years ago. I fell into a very dark depression. You guys make me so happy, so I can't say thank you enough. I really, truly can't.
That's awesome. No matter how we made you happy, we just want to say thanks. You're the reason we've been keeping Arizona chill since 1972.
The Grizz cracks me up, and I've actually repeated it to people because some of them don't know who you guys are. So I have to say, oh, you have to listen to them. They're so funny.
Reach out anytime at alaskanac.com.
There are many reasons you might need Dorado Rockin' Materials. A few bare spots in the yard, the driveway needs filling in, or it could be that the yard needs a whole makeover. Whatever the reason, if your yard has the summertime blues, Dorado Rockin' Materials has everything from sand to boulders and every rock and pebble in between. If you need help spreading it, we have options for that too. Call 400-4233. Dorado Rockin' Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you bought that TV in the parking lot. It just happened to not come in a box, or include a remote. And when you finally managed to turn it on, all it displayed was the menu of Grumpy's Tacos. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Join your neighbors on September 11th at the Tucson Convention Center to memorialize those who ran towards the danger and the brave first responders and military members who continue to protect us today. Accept the challenge to climb 2,071 steps. That's the equivalent of the World Trade Center towers. Or join us for as many steps as you can. It's only $50 per climber, with 100% of the proceeds going to local first responders and military charities. Register now at 911towerchallengefoundation.org.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. At Progressive, we offer auto, home, and commercial auto insurance, plus a variety of business insurance options to cover your small business needs and more. Visit progressive.com today.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air-conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus Media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.